Horror Movie Podcast, episode 145. Yippee.
We may have to change our subtitle.
To what?
Exploding Heads. Sometimes we talk about horror movie podcast.
Oh,
Most
wow,
of the time, we talk about shit falling out of Dave's ass ad nauseum.
Already it begins. 30 seconds in, and it's a shit show. Already.
That's my cry to say, like, no shit talk today. We're going to avoid shit talk.
Can I bring up one thing?
Go ahead,
Sure.
man. I got something to bring up. Go ahead.
Because I ran the scenario by my father. I painted the picture, asked him what he would do. And honestly, when he heard what you did, Dave, he said he'd rather throw himself out the bathroom window.
I got a little worried there. I thought you were going with that he would side in with Dave, and I was like a toilet roll up his ass or something like that. I'm glad to hear he would have Gordon himself.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that.
He would Gordon himself.
Come here, Gordon. Come here, boy.
Oh, I was excited too. I thought he was gonna side with me, or maybe I thought hopefully it was gonna lead to. As a matter of fact, I've done it in my lifetime. You know.
Then I would have Gordoned him.
I've only talked to one person that confided in me that they do this. It was Heather. So I can't it was not Heather. Nobody does this.
But
Heather
doesn't use a toilet paper roll. She uses an empty bag of milk.
What is with you on this bag of milk craze? It's always been a thing here. It's funny. Even Moods in BC, he doesn't know bagged milk. He doesn't go by that. I guess it's not a thing in BC. We got bagged milk here. What difference does it make? We got cartons of milk. We got jugs of milk. We got bags of milk.
Odd.
I just picture going to the supermarket. Like, can I have some milk, please? And they're like, "Here, you piece of shit," and dumping it into a garbage bag for you.
Yeah.
Nothing I like more than just taking 2 bags of milk and just slapping you guys silly with them. Like, the visual alone would give me so much pleasure.
Milk fights?
Tom Green, we've had this discussion on the show. Tom Green used to bring bags of milk on his show, poke them with like a knife or a stick, and then start shooting milk at people. Like, beep, beep, got milk, beep, beep. Like, yeah.
I forgot.
That's why
he
people
did.
Yeah, bags of milk. Tom Green brought it to the masses.
You're right. I forgot about. Yeah, but when I think of like bags of milk, I think of like I don't know. It's almost like bags of blood or something, or like I don't know. Did you ever see like bags of blood like in the hospital and shit? And I don't know. And I see that. And I think of like honestly.
Do you think in the hospital they run to like a fridge? Get me 30 cc's of milk, stat. They open a fridge and they're like all different types.
All the blood here's in cartons. That's so weird that you guys have bags of milk.
Well, hold on now. Are there other drinks in Canada besides milk that are in bags? If everything was in bags, I could excuse it. But if it's just milk, it's off. You know.
It is. You know, when you put it in perspective like that, it is a little off.
See, that's all.
I agree because other than like maybe wine in a bag-in-box, you know how it has a vacuum sealed bag that like right. Other than what like something like that, you're right. It's just milk. You don't get juice like that.
Why? Why milk? Is it to recreate the cow's udder or something? Is it some sick fetish maybe that somebody got into and they said,
do you suck on the tip going?
I would be compelled to do that. If I would dress up as a cow on Halloween. On Halloween.
With a fucking mud flap sticking at your ass. It's like some ASMR right now.
I think of blood. I think of like fake breasts. You know what I mean? Silicone, like a bag with something in it that's out of the ordinary. You know, and then milk.
You kinky Canadian fuck. You fucking.
I always keep telling you guys, but it is bizarre. It is bizarre. I can't deny it, but I guess just as it's ingrained in their culture, I grew up with it. No, there's nothing. You got Tetra Packs, you got whatever, but milk. Now, the other thing we don't do is, though, I don't think we add sugar to milk. And again, I've made this joke on the show before. Every time I go down to the States, it seems like you guys have added like 4,000 things to fucking milk.
Mm. Holy shit. I had a dream last night. Because you said that, it just came back to me. I had a dream last night, and in the dream, I've had weird dreams all week long. I never dream. I never remember my dream, I should say. But last night I had a dream, and in the dream, I was sitting on the couch, and my wife came, and she handed me a big glass of milk. And I don't drink milk. And I looked at her like she was crazy. I said, "You know I can't drink this. Why do you want me to drink this milk?" I told her.
You're even angry in your dreams.
I was shocked. I was like, wait a milk. You know what I mean? I can't drink milk. It was scary. I had weird dreams all this week, man. Weird ones. You know what somebody should do in Canada, though? As long as they have bagged milk.
That's it? Wait, there was no end to the dream. The dream just ended with you going, I don't drink milk.
Yeah, it was a part of the dream. Again, my brother can tell you the dream from the beginning to the end. He could talk for 10 minutes. Oh, and then this happened. And then, and my wife could do it too. Me, I just remember like a bit in a piece. You know what I mean? This happened in the dream. You know what I mean?
Lots of milk.
Yeah, she came and she handed me a glass of milk. This woman has never seen me drink a teaspoon of milk in the entire time I've known her. So it's completely out of the question that I drink milk. But in the dream, she handed me a glass of milk. I was like, what's this all about? It's going to kill my stomach. What are you doing to me? You know? But what they should do, I think, is they should have like mock breastfeeding things, since they have bags of milk and they have like, people that have fake breasts. They can swap it out. And if somebody wants to do a nursing thing, let's say they can't do it, they could probably nurse a child with a bagged milk in their breast. I wonder if that's been done.
I think there's something that is for formula. They've got something like that.
Sure.
What is the formula for that?
Equals.
You Canadian people.
I don't even know.
You sick Canadians. with your milk booby fetish.
Milk booby.
I've got a bag of milk on the go upstairs right now. It's crazy.
Really, I don't think I want a bag in the house. I think it could pop or something. It just seems like it's a danger.
You put it. There's these milk cartons. You just pop them in. It's done.
You know what I would do? I'd buy an empty
carrying it in the store, even walking with it or going in the parking lot. It just seems more you're asking for trouble as opposed to just getting a carton of milk.
Dave, how about a
Canadian? The States, I'd be worried every day of the week.
Dave, we can make millions. A Canadian prank show. All we do is we run around with little knives poking people's bags of milks outside Canadian supermarkets.
Yes, that would be
right.
Awesome. Yes, we should do that. We should do that in our movie. We should just stand
good luck getting over the border.
And I know it's worked so well for you so far.
Yeah.
I bet Christian's
beautifully well.
I bet Christian's mannequin had a head. They took the head off to fill that thing up with milk.
Unless you're in small business, it's done very well.
Well, hold on. I went to the movies yesterday, and you still can't. Correct?
Yeah.
Or no? Well, there you go.
Yeah.
New York, apparently, you know what I mean? We didn't close any borders. Meanwhile, in New York, I'm fucking fine. I went to the movies yesterday, and I will tell you this.
You're fucking Canada.
I had a mask on me.
200,000 people dead, but I mean...
I mean, we'll see. Time will tell.
It was a real quiet. It was a real quiet place with all the dead bodies, but.
Meanwhile, my wife's the only one making noise the whole fucking movie. A fucking empty popcorn. Me and my daughter kept looking at her. She go, "What the fuck are you doing?"
I don't think you can say that. You can't say that.
Jeez. I went to the movie. Okay, I did have a mask in my pocket, right? Just for whatever. I'll tell you this. I have been wearing a mask, even though we don't have to anymore. I'm fully vaxxed. I do not have to wear a mask. Now, my wife, she's Miss Paranoia. She's always going to wear a mask, and that's fine. I'm a little more, whatever. If I'm around people, if I know I'm going to be within 6 feet of people all the time, for consideration for them, I'm going to wear a mask. But if it's a situation where I'm not going to. So yesterday, I went to the movie. I brought the mask. It was in my pocket. As usual, this is about the 18th time this has happened to me since this pandemic started. When we came up to the gate, when we came up to the doors, I was going to put it on just to be nice. Now, I put it on, and the fucking strap broke. Bing, the fucking thing off. So I couldn't wear it anyway, so I'm like, well, fuck it. I'm just not going to wear the mask. That's fine. But the bottom line is, I don't have to wear a mask here anymore. When I go to Walmart or Tops, which is the grocery store, if I go in a store, I wear a mask. And I'll tell you why. I love the thought of being incognito. I love the fucking thought that nobody can fucking see me now ever again as long as I wear this mask. If I haven't seen somebody in 2 years, they're not even going to know it's me. Most of them don't know I wear glasses now. Most of them don't know I have long hair. So now if I see somebody, I don't have to talk to anybody. I don't have to see them. If the power should go off in that place, I could loot the fucking place and not get busted. There's so many advantages to not having yourself known.
It was the guy. It was the guy with the toilet paper bulge in his butt.
The funny of 2 seconds.
Oh boy. Okay, I tested it this week. If you want to go to it, I did. Here's what happened. I went into the bathroom. There was a cat behind me, and I didn't close the door fully. So now I go in the bathroom, and it's connected to my bedroom. I sit in the toilet. Well, the cat was gone. I said, okay, well, so the door was cracked open, and the other door to the bedroom was wide open. I don't want people walking in. So I stood up for the first time ever. I stood up off the toilet. I walked, 3, 4, 5 steps to the bathroom door, and I closed it. I was free bird. Everything was fine. Nothing happened. So
nice. Nothing fell out.
No, I took the test.
Oh, you did the organ check. All your organs were they should be.
Couple of kidneys on the floor, but that.
It still felt kind of weird. It felt weird because I know that there's something in there because I didn't even wipe. I just stood up and walked. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. I was in the middle of going, so I just,
coffee. Still drinking coffee.
Sorry, me too. Yeah,
it's a bit nutty.
Either way, I did it, and I'll do it again. I'll continue this. I'll continue this. What's the word here?
Endeavor.
Test.
Test.
Experiment. That's the word I'm looking for.
It's like masturbating with your hand for the first time. Before it was all pillows and comforters and stuff like that, and you're like tickle time, and you're like, wait.
Wait a minute. You masturbated with comforters? You stuck it in other things? Or no? Is that
no. It was just like it was called tickle time, and you just rubbed against it, like dry humped almost when you're like a little kid.
What
and then all of a sudden,
it's about you sick fuck.
I don't know when
I'm the normal one here. Trust me.
He's the normal one. Tickle time with a bag of milk.
That may have worked. I never tried it with a bag of milk.
I never did. It might work. Try it with the milk in it. Even it might feel good. It's
2 bags.
Make sure it's warm milk in a bag, and then stick it in there.
You don't want to fall asleep during tickle time. Is that what you call it? Tickle time?
When I was a kid. Although it's still got a nice little ring to it.
So wait a minute. You're saying that you did things to pleasure yourself before masturbation, like with your hand, like the first time you masturbated. And the first time you ejaculated, it was not with your hand. It was with a pillow or something.
Yeah, probably with a pillow.
Wow, I never thought that. No shit, yeah. Interesting. I never done it.
Show
since.
us the pillow. I still got it.
The video.
I'll show you the video.
Wow, that thought never occurred to me. Matter of fact, I'm different than everybody.
That's how. Yeah, but I never it was like when I was young. I just didn't. I was just like. I guess it was just from a young age, and then I just did it, and it just became that was the routine. Then as I got older, I'm like, wait a second, I'm supposed to be using my hand.
That young state, that young state sounds different. Like Alabama.
That's when you use your sister's head. You're like,
wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Shit, too bad I don't have a sister.
So did you take 2 pillows and go and move them up and down like on either side of your shaft? Is that what you're telling me, or no?
No. It would just be like you're in your pajamas, your PJs, or something like that, and it's just like a ball on the bed, and you just like kind of kind of dry hump it.
Yeah.
Going by major memory here now, but yes, that would be it. After a lot of friction.
It's something you see little kids do nowadays.
Wow. What? Little kids?
It's something I picture seeing 4 or 5-year-olds doing. I don't picture it. I mean, I've seen it.
I don't want to picture that.
Just last year. Although I might try it again. It seems like it's something that I would want to reminisce. I'm nostalgic for it. Maybe we'll try that again.
I hear you. It might feel good. Who knows? I've never done it. I've never done anything except my hand and a vagina. You know what I mean? I've never used anything. I can't even. I'll tell you what. I'll go a step further. I've never even not never. less than 10 times in my life I've used like what do you call it? I always hear people talk about using like Jergens and a tissue and stuff. I've never done that. I just grab my hand and go. I've never.
Oh yeah. I never use any lubricant.
I'm a raw dogger too. How many times have you guys masturbated in your kids' bedrooms? That's not a thing? That's
Absolutely.
not a thing?
How seriously asked that question?
I'm just kidding. Wait, I got 3, so this is going to take a while. Carry the 2. Divide by...
Carry the 2.
I can't even masturbate if I know my daughter's going to be in that same place at another time. Like this couch right now, there's been times I wanted to masturbate on it, and I just won't because I know
during the show.
That would be funny. And even, holy Christ! And would you look at this? And there she is. My daughter just walked in the room. Looked at me, gave me the worst look, and walked out of the room. It was a joke, honey. This is the show. This is what we do. This is the show.
He doesn't have his stick in his hand again, does he?
Can you believe that happened? She just stopped in her tracks right over there with her bathrobe on. Oh my God.
Say hello, say good morning, and then that's the Sunday morning surprise you gave her. Couch again. You might as well throw that couch out.
Now I don't even know if she's around the corner, what I can say, what I can't say. Oh my God.
Hey Dad, where are all the empty toilet paper rolls going? I have a school project to do. Where are they going?
Now, an empty toilet paper roll, that could have another function, now that you mentioned it.
Yes, it could.
Have you ever done that? See, growing up, did you take off the toilet paper roll and say, let's try this? You know?
Yeah, I would actually just stand up and hold it there and then just rip the tissue off. Like I just pretended it was a roll of the toilet paper and just had like standing there.
Oh, God. Oh,
Dave did the same thing, but when he got to the end, he's like, what am I going to do with this now? Oh, let me shove it up my ass. Yeah, there we go.
I hope she doesn't tell me for this. Oh, my God. This is going to be a scene.
The show gets ended. You get wrenched on.
Yeah, my wife's gonna take it literally. She's gonna say those couches came from my grandmother's house. What are you doing? Oh, it's never gonna fucking end. I'm not gonna say nothing about it because I don't know. I'm done with it. I can't talk about that because I don't know who's gonna hear what I'm saying now. Holy cow! Look at this. I'm sweating.
I'm sweating.
You doing your laundry, Frankie?
Coming in all sweet talking now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you go okay over there, Frankie.
Don't pee in that sink. I got news for you.
At least if you do, don't talk about it on the show,
right,
Frankie.
Well, I don't know. I wonder if she's gonna tell her. Oh boy, unbelievable. She came down so quiet.
Dad uses a toilet roll for his ass. That's what you should be more afraid of.
Yeah, I don't think they know about that. I should tell them that for fun. I'll do it today. I'm having guests later today. We're celebrating, and
yeah, do it. There
you are. What are you doing? Frankie's here. You got something to say? Come here.
You got something to say.
Hold on, no. Come here. They can't hear you, but you can hear them. So come on, say what you got to say. Go ahead. Here's the mic.
All I did was come down here just to get some towels. I thought it was going to be a great day. I had great hopes. I come down.
It was just a joke. Christian said we were talking about when we were adolescents and things that we did and things that we were hiding from our parents.
Don't even try to explain it for me.
Obviously, it's not true. It was just it's.
I don't know that.
It's for the show. We're putting it on a little bit. That's what we're
playing characters.
Yeah, we're playing character. That's what Brandon just said.
I will never look at you the same way ever again.
It's a joke. You should hear the things I talk about on the show. I'll tell you one later that involves a toilet paper. The empty part here. See this empty thing here?
Oh no, Frankie, get it away from him.
Like that. It's something. I'll explain later. It's funny. It's funny. It's comedy. I promise you. You're not gonna tell Mom I said that, are you?
No.
Okay. That's all I was concerned about. Okay. She's out.
I don't think this show's terrible. You're not going to tell Mom, now, are you?
That should be the title of the show. Don't you think like a freaking sitcom? You're not going to tell Mom, are you? Totally.
Yeah, really perverted sitcom.
No.
I mean, like that.
I wasn't even thinking about that. Yeah, that could be like a documentary about something that they showed to like 6th graders or something. I can see that. You're not going to tell Mom, are you?
You're not going to tell Mom, are you?
That's amazing. Holy cow. Oh, I'm sweating. Holy cow.
This is horrible.
Okay, see, have you ever watched that show, Mr. Dress Up, when you were a kid?
I remember it.
Yeah. Yeah, my brother brought it up the other day. He said something about... What's that?
Was he from Buffalo? I feel like he was from Buffalo, but maybe I'm wrong.
It was on CFTO TV. That's all I know. It was a Canadian show. I don't know where the guy was headed.
Maybe he's Canadian. Maybe I'm thinking of Captain...
Kangaroo?
Not Captain Kangaroo. There's another guy that was from Buffalo.
Balding?
Oh, yeah. Thinking of Commander Tom.
Commander Tom, that's what I'm thinking of.
Yes, Commander Tom, who was he was a weather guy. Tom Jones. Yeah.
Tom Jones? It's not unusual.
For it to be raining today.
Yeah.
Masturbating on the couch.
Yeah. We got low pressure, high pressure.
What was his name? What, Tom?
Commander Tom.
Oh, he's now Major Tom.
Oh.
You could just...
Yeah.
No, he got me. He sideswiped me. That was a good one.
He sideswiped me.
Ooh, Commander Tom. Yeah, his name was Tom Joles. He was the weatherman, but he also did this thing called Commander Tom. You're right. But wait a minute. See, you really don't remember Mr. Dress Up? That guy, he had those 2 puppets. He had that trunk.
Dress Up. I just forgot where I get them all mixed. Everything blends together. I forget what's Canadian, what's not.
Oh, I don't, because we know clearly what was Canadian. Okay, I got
you. He drank from a bag of milk. That's how he knew.
Yeah, that was in his trunk. He opened that big red trunk that was stuff he dressed up with.
It was just a bag of milk as his puppet with like a Sharpie eyes and a mouth on it. I was like, hello, Mr. Dress Up. Hello there, Trudy.
Casey and Finnegan. Casey was the little boy. Finnegan was his dog. Yeah, Casey and Finnegan.
Shit.
Yeah,
I think he was watching videos of this last night, probably.
Yeah.
What happened was, I always remembered him, but a couple of weeks ago, we were hanging out, and my friend Scott, his ringer went off, or his text or something, and my brother said, he goes, that sounds like the Mr. Dress Up theme. He says, I said, you think so? He's like, yeah. So wait, one thing led to another. We started talking about Mr. Dress Up. We all remembered it, and then we did watch, like 10 minutes of an episode on YouTube to pull it up, so it was fun.
Night out with the boys.
We reminisce. We do. Some nights we
watch Mr. Dress Up. Yeah, man. Endless. YouTube's endless with it.
We got a TV guide. We got a TV guide from 1985 on eBay, and last month we came down in this very room and we were reading through it and looking at the shows that used to be on Saturday mornings and the cartoon and just going through it and just having the TV guide in my hand and seeing the print is so freaking nostalgic. It just takes you right back to that time. Oh man, you had TV guide, right? See?
Yeah, we did, but I never got it because the newspaper, one of the Toronto newspapers on Saturday would always have their own version of the TV guide for the week.
Really?
Like Star Week, I think it was called. Star Week, I think was the name. And then that was what we went. My dad would go through it with a highlighter and highlight all the old movies or circle all the movies that he wanted to watch or tape for the week.
That's a bit aggressive. That's permanent. You're locked into those once you highlight them. Dave, you might not be aware of this, but the empty toilet paper cartons used to have the programming on it. If you weren't so quick to shove them up your ass, you could have caught some good movies back then.
Oh, jeez. Say, when I was a kid, we used to get the TV guide, and I would read it cover to cover the first day. And during the week, if anybody wanted to know what time and what day something was on, I'd be able to tell them. They used to call me the walking TV guide. I would know it all. I would read it. It was exciting for me. I come home, I see what was on.
This doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah. I'd read the whole thing and they all knew. Oh, what time is fucking Matlock on? Oh, Tuesdays at 9 or something. I never even watched Matlock. I'm just saying I know fucking. I would read it and I would just know. That's what I used to do. That TV guide is great. So yeah, we spent like an hour.
That kind of show was it like 20 years ago? You would have gotten, instead of Fango, you would have gotten a TV guide readings. Look at this. On Monday night, Matlock's on at 8. Look at this. He's making something with a piece of gum and. Was that Matlock that don't? No, that was
MacGyver.
MacGyver.
What night was that on?
Oh god.
Right after Mr. Dress Up.
Oh man, Mr. Dress Up. I'll tell you though, take a few moments of your time. So you just watch it for 10 minutes. It'll bring you back. That one.
I remember that other guy, the Green Giant. Was he Canadian too?
I don't know what
the Jolly Green Giant.
Was that it?
The
commercial
guy?
Yeah, ho ho ho, Green Giant. Him?
No, not those guys, and not the fucking little Munchkin guys either.
Sprout.
Keebler Elves?
I gotta think.
Yeah, Keebler Elves. That's a whole other can of worms. Oh yeah, I love the Keebler Elves.
Yeah, the Keebler Elves is what I was talking about, but not those guys. Friendly Giant. That's why he's not green at all. Friendly Giant.
You're thinking of the freaking vegetable. Yeah.
It was an American-Canadian children's television program that aired on CBC from September 30th, 1958 to 1985.
Wow. I have to see it.
Friendly, who lived in a huge castle along with his puppet friends Rusty and Jerome.
Rusty and Jerome? Rusty Trombone.
The only show I remember from back then is Today's Special.
That was on Nickelodeon. Come join in fun.
All I remember is every time his hat came off, he turned into a mannequin.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was Mannequin 3.
Yeah. Mannequin 3 on the rocks.
On the rocks.
On the rocks.
This is it. I'll send you a picture just so that I'm sure you've all seen it.
The Friendly Giant. I bet it'll come right back to me when I see it.
It's all coming back to me.
What is that thing? I see a man. I saw a guy dressed up in like some old-fashioned garb, like from the. I didn't see the giant. That's a giant, just a regular.
This is
man?
from Blackadder.
It's just a regular guy. Yeah, he's a regular guy, and everything else is small to make him a giant.
Oh, I pictured something.
He don't look so friendly.
He was a Leslie Nielsen, didn't he?
Don't tell mom.
You're not gonna tell mom, are you?
There's another shirt. Exploded heads. Don't tell mom. Or was it? You're not going to tell mom. Whatever. Both work on a shirt.
Well, Don't Tell Mom has been done. It's been done by that movie. The Babysitter's Dead. We got to have our own. You're not going to tell mom, are you? Oh, that's great. Oh, I don't know. I'm going to tell my kids.
I'm going to tell my kids this was what?
Oh, those fucking memes.
That's what you sounded like you're about to do.
There you go. The memes. You guys don't even want to hear what we talk about in our private chat. All we do is fucking talk shit about all these memes and things online constantly. I think B hates them the most, though. That's the funny part.
They're so annoying. They're not funny. As somebody who appreciates good comedy, I'm offended because they're not funny.
Oh, we're talking about what we were doing in our private chat. Yeah. What were the ones you're bringing up again? Because, yeah, I do see them. And I just don't get them.
I get them, but it's just not funny. But apparently we're in the minority because everybody posts them and people love it. You know what I mean?
It'll be a picture of like everyone from TCM2 and they'll be like, I'll tell my kids this was Creedence Clearwater Revival or something like that.
Right.
Right? It's something stupid like that. Like,
yeah, you're right. You're right.
That's because there's just a lot of fucking stupid people in the world. And the downfall is like fucking just imbeciles. And the downfall is that they're in packs. So that if you like these VHS groups, to bring that up again, and then you get in there and then you make one joke that's geared towards one person. But again, they're like wolves and they attack you and then they fuck you up. So you can't go in guns a-blazing because you'll be the one that's thrown under. But I agree. They're fucking ridiculous memes. They're just stupid. Or just post, like I'm in that 80s group. I brought this up before, and it's Jamie put this post out here a couple weeks ago back now. I think it said, do you ever start writing something? I brought this up in the last show, and then stop yourself from commenting on a post. And I'm like, every post in this 80s group, 80s horror group. I'm start to write something. I'm like, fuck it. I delete it. I'm like, it's not worth it.
There you go.
Like, worst Friday the 13th, and there's all these people going on about Friday 5 saying it's not even Jason, it's the worst one. I'm like, that's more of a Friday the 13th movie than you're saying that is worse than Jason Goes to fucking hell.
Oh my God.
Crazy. Crazy.
It is crazy, but I've learned.
Underrated.
Sorry to bring it back to
Underrated.
Friday the 13th.
Underrated.
Oh boy.
What the hell? Underrated, yeah. Yeah, you're under, and they're good books now.
Yeah.
The thing is,
wait,
opinions.
the summer sausage thing too. I'm not saying, and I don't think Brandon and I were saying we've never seen summer sausage before.
That's what you guys said on that show. You guys did say it.
I don't even remember.
I don't remember saying that we've never seen it before. I know it exists. That's why I made the joke. That's why I said call it the summer sausage series. That was the whole joke. Instead of calling it the summer series, come with the summer sausage series. I know summer sausage exists. Just no one in the right mind would fucking buy it.
Oh, I wouldn't buy it. It's probably terrible. It costs $10 for a big piece of meat like that. It's got to taste like fucking an ass. No.
Brandon's feet.
A donkey. Donkey.
Don't ever take a picture of me doing that. What are you doing? I'm eating Brandon's foot.
Okay, I recant. You guys said you never saw summer sausage, or I don't even know. I forgot what it was.
I don't know what I said, so I could have said that.
I don't know. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. For some reason, in my mind, you guys didn't know what the hell it even was. But I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again. So I can take that back. I don't know. I'll tell you those things that, though. As far as memes go, the one that I don't find funny at all is when they put up the picture. They'll put up a picture of what the fuck? They'll put up a picture of Led Zeppelin and they'll say, can you name what Queen song can you name besides A Day in the Life or something like that? You know what I mean? They'll take a picture of one band and they'll say that and they'll say it's another band, and then they'll get a song from another band and they'll say what's this. And again, they've gotten to be popular, so people do find this stuff funny. It's just not any of our sense of humor. It's just not funny to us.
It's not funny at all.
It's not funny at all, but I'll take it over politics. I'll take people talking about anything over politics. Even if it's not funny to me, that's fine. You know what I mean?
I just write, this post is stupid, change my mind.
Oh. You should put that post up. Just to see what kind of reactions you'll get. Everybody was trying to be a comedian on that one, you know? Change my mind. Yeah, that's the best. You know, here's the one thing I don't like, though, but this is just me personally. Anytime someone puts up a thing and says, want to feel old? And they'll say something. This is the baby from the Nirvana cover now, or something. Want to feel old? This and this and this. And I always answer, as soon as somebody asks me want to feel old, the answer is always going to be, fuck no. Why would I want to feel old? It's the fucking last thing I want to feel. No, I don't want to hear about it.
How about this one? Because I'll admit, when it first started happening, I didn't think anything of it. And now, like, when I see it, it kind of annoys me. I was today years old when I learned.
Oh,
I know.
Yeah.
I was going to bring this up a couple episodes ago. I saw people post it, and some of these people are friends of ours that are in it, but it's this new saying, and I want to just fucking strangle people for doing it.
It caught on. At first, I was like, when usually they say some fact, I'm like, oh shit, I didn't know that either. I'm just learning that today too, and I thought that was clever. But now it's like, it's overkill. And it's like, I was today years old when I learned I wanted to fucking strangle the life out of you.
But that's what it's become. It was, at one point, it was funny.
Yeah.
The first time someone used it. And then what ends up happening is people like it, and then it catches on.
Now, as Jamie would say, it's overrated.
In this case, overused. Come on, don't get her in her bad books.
Underappreciated. Although I do,
the summer series almost over?
It hasn't even begun. You're missing out, man. It's too bad. It's a great thing, the summer series.
Are you adjudicating there, Brandon?
I tried. He blew me off again. He would have been perfect.
This sounds interesting. I knew last show. I'm like, I'll speak for Brandon. And Brandon's like, no, this sounds interesting. I'm in the back of my mind. I'm like, all right, let's see this fucker do it. Because I know you won't do
Moods came in and Tyler came in. Now the guy doesn't even do. You know Tyler Tadeo. He came in.
Yeah.
He has the power to switch it out. You know what I mean? It's gonna be interesting because we got some people in there. They're gonna have some power, and it's gonna be. 2015 is such a fucking incredible year that there's legitimately 6 movies that I would rate 9 or higher, and only 3 can make it. And I'm telling you, what a year! And you guys remember I said it that year.
2015 is the best year.
It's a fucking banger. Oh my gosh. And only 3 can make it.
Yeah.
So I can promise you this. Whatever comes up at number 3 is going to be swapped for something else. Lacey is the adjudicator for 2015.
Oh my God.
And she has unusual taste sometimes, so you don't know. Like, she would probably swap
It's the Final Girls is getting in. Is that from 2015, Final Girls?
I don't even think it made the list. Final Girls. Final Girls didn't make it. Fucking Us did not make it. Okay? Neither of the Conjuring movies made it.
Us was 2015? It was that long ago?
No, pardon me. For the whole summer series selection for whatever year it is. In 2019, Us did not get selected as one of the 12 movies between five people.
See, that's crazy because I would, like, if I was adjudicating that year, Us is going in. I'm picking
Us. Us can't win.
I'm making the new rule. That's why, like, I can't be on Summer Series because if I got 2019, I'd be like, that's ridiculous. Us is the best movie that year.
But that's few and far between. Those are like, there's literally 5 movies that got left off that people are like, what? That's is one of them.
Us is amazing.
No shit. I can't believe that the 5 hosts, none of them put that as their 2 to go forward or their extra 2 that they all can agree on. Because there are 12 fucking movies. I can't believe that 5 people thought that there were 12 movies better than Us that year. Isn't that weird?
This is my own fault. I didn't mean to get into a discussion about this. Holy shit. I brought this on myself.
Oh, well, that's okay.
I'm kidding. I'm sorry, Dan.
What a dick bag of milk.
Moving on. The death curse is back. We brought the death curse back after all this time. Can you believe it? We brought the fucking... First it was, what do you call it? You brought up the girl from Sleepaway Camp, right? Next week she passed away.
Oh, and I brought her up, didn't I? Or did Brandon bring her up?
One of you did.
The acting. Yeah. Fuck me. It was my fault. Because then I said lay to rest, saying that I'd rather have a Collector 3 than a laid to rest 3.
Now you won't get it either.
It was that day.
Yep.
The episode I didn't hit, but it was last Sunday.
Now we could lay that to rest.
Oh.
Too soon.
You are gonna be universally hated. I thankfully take the number 2 spot again as second favorite host of the show, just based on that comment alone.
Dave takes the number 2 spot with his toilet paper rolls.
I don't know what spot I take because I try to keep my mouth shut off the show. That's all I know. Like you were saying before about this is the rule, and I don't say anything anymore online. But this is what they say you should do. See, when you're typing something that's a retort or a different opinion than somebody else above you, type it out, read it out loud, take a deep breath, and then send it if you're gonna send it. And that's what it is. That's when you'll find out. Nowadays, I don't respond at all. Like, you know, I'm in all these places, Bloody Disgusting fan club, the found footage, fan club, these great groups sometimes. But I mean, they're talking about this and this, and I see some opinions come in, and I'm just like, I'm flabbergasted at some of them, and I'm like, and I think, well, there's nothing I can do. That's their opinion. There's no accounting for taste. That's what you like. This is what I like. It is what it is. Nothing you can do. Like I said with Lacey, she doesn't like It Chapter 1, and I said she'd probably swap it for fucking Circus Kane or whatever the fuck movie that she said was better that year if she had the chance. And it would look ridiculous on a sheet of paper, don't you think? The top 20 fucking the top 30 movies of the fucking of the 2010s, Circus Kane would be, you know what I mean? But I mean,
that's what you don't do. You don't allow that. That's fucking crazy. It's crazy.
It is.
We're starting our own, Brandon. Sumar series.
Yeah, Sumar series.
Yeah.
It's enough they let her have an all-female podcast. I still think Dan Chase is pulling the reins from behind the scene. He's the wizard.
He's the wizard. Shit. Either way.
Or a warlock.
Ah, there you go. How about what's his name became a warlock? Did you know that
what?
The Beaver? The Beaver.
What?
Leave it to Beaver. Leave It to Beaver, Jerry Mathers. Later on in life, he became a fucking warlock. He got like heavy involved in fucking, some type of witchcraft related thing, and that's what became of him. Jerry Mathers is the Beaver. Yeah, interesting. I thought. I don't know where I heard it, but I heard it somewhere in like a podcast. I was like, wow, the Beaver.
Very credible. Is that where you heard that fire doesn't ignite gasoline?
Yeah, that was on last year's summer series, I believe.
I told you, it was a cigarette flung in the air, or an ash. That's what it was. I was mistaken. I listened back. I heard. I was like, oh yeah, dummy. Okay. Well, I don't know. Shit. Not like I was gonna test it, Unreal. I see you got your collection behind you.
Holly got some good responses. You see, I have my what?
Collection behind you. They're out there. You have them displayed. The CEDs.
They were there last week too. We talked about it. I showed you. Yours are waiting, and Brandon's like, "What do I get?" And I showed him the Rocky one. I don't know. Was that on there or was that before?
That was
I don't think they were displayed. Oh yeah, you did have a Rocky one. Amazing.
Wow. I started to get. This is starting to fill out too. I've told you I've gone insane because the amount of movies I've bought doubles. I got that lenticular one as well. Like,
keep buying the same fucking movie. How many Friday the 13th do you need?
That's the goal. That's a collector.
I've got them all.
It's great. I love the 80s.
Nice. Good. That's great, though. See, now, B, this is a collector. This is what I'm saying. It doesn't even matter if we play them or not. This is something that we're going to search out and have fun doing and say, I want to own every Friday the 13th that was printed in Region 1. I want to have that.
I'm going to tell my kids this was normal.
They're not
it's better than having nothing. It's better than not having a barrier, right? We have a barrier.
Look, no, you want to see how crazy it is? I've got this in regular DVD for it, but look, it even gets crazier.
Right.
That is a different. I actually got and then I ended up going through the whole freaking. I got all the double features.
I didn't do the double.
I even found that one. That one was in Hamilton. The guy sold it to me dirt cheap because it was on Facebook. And then I got even that one. Like, I just bought these two for the same amount of money. They're the exact same things. Both of them are sealed.
Two worst movies. You need them going vertically and horizontally?
Yep.
Yeah, but there's a ceiling here. This is what's good about collecting this. There is a ceiling, as opposed to being the guy that's day one buy every single Vinegar Syndrome, every single Arrow, every single screen.
Forget a ceiling. This guy needs a window he could chuck himself out of.
I gotta be honest. I can't get like up in arms about those guys that day one buys because I am buying the fucking same movies over. This is insane. I've said it. It's insane.
No, but these are much cheaper than day one buys.
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
I'm also trying to be very smart at the maximum I'll spend on these.
There you go.
Whether they're sealed or not. Like, I mean, I don't even care if they're sealed. I'm just buying them to try to get the whole thing. But there is a limit of what I'll spend. No question.
Right, that's how I was doing it. Now I'm done. I'm happy. I'm good. I'll tell you this. What's insane is this. Did you see it? See they're releasing. Paramount is releasing the Blu-rays, the Friday the 13th, just the Paramount ones, like the Scream Factory editions, like whatever you want to call them, 1 through 8.
Yeah.
The Paramount they're charging like $80.
$79.99 for exactly. It's this version. Like, it's this in a new package. This is the Paramount collection, the 8 movies. It's got a red cover with 3 images from Friday the 13th Part 7 as Jason. It's just a red cover. There's nothing. They say the only thing new is there's new transfers. What does that mean? It doesn't say new 4K transfers. Yeah, it doesn't say that. It just says, it does say 4K? I thought it just said new HD transfers. Basically,
it's the exact, I'm telling you, I don't know how they did it. But in my opinion, I could be wrong. They are basically the Scream Factory 1 through 8s.
There's gonna be some commentary on there with Commander Tom.
Commander Tom.
I think I could sum this up in 3 words: day one buy.
Not for me.
They got me. They've screwed me because I said I was going to get every version, but for $80, and that's overpriced. I honestly, I'll be surprised if it's a Scream Factory version. They didn't They didn't make it sound like it was. They said new HD transfers, not 4K transfers. From what I read.
Even the extras, I believe, are the same. I believe it's the exact same thing. I'm gonna just Google it now. Paramount, Friday the 13th.
So you're just missing the from 9 and on.
Which is fine.
Yeah, exactly.
So, who did a better job?
Who did it better?
New Line's acquisition of Friday the 13th, or Disney's acquisition of Star Wars. I was thinking this yesterday.
That's a weird comparison, but I mean, maybe I'm in the minority here, but I'd say Disney's acquisition of Star Wars.
Oh, I agree. I definitely agree. Yes. Yeah. Okay.
There are a lot of people that say Disney ruined everything and this, that, and the other thing. I'm like, George Lucas wasn't doing much better. like those convoluted storylines for 1, 2, and 3, they didn't change the world.
Right.
They were like almost overwritten. Fuck, strip it back a little bit. And I think JJ did it correct with that Force Awakens. Not to get into Star Wars.
Overrated. But overrated.
Have you watched them yet? You said you're going to. Have you even watched them?
I haven't.
You even make that statement yet? Yeah.
I haven't.
I'm sorry.
Either way, I enjoy all the Star Wars, so I'm fine. I'm not one of those people that like everyone else is bashing on. I've got enjoyment out of everything Star Wars I've ever watched. I'm on The Mandalorian now. I'm enjoying it. And I cannot believe that anybody was surprised at this reveal that people were apparently talking about, because I said I got mad because Dan Chase said something about it on Cut to the Chase, and I was like, well, but I don't care about that character like everyone else, so it didn't matter. But the minute they said it, and I hate to get into total geekdom, but as soon as they said that there was a Mandalorian and he was found on Tatooine, and this is episode 1 of season 2, long before the thing happened. Any Star Wars fan worth his freaking weight in salt is gonna know what other Mandalorian was on Tatooine. It's immediate to me. I would be expecting. Okay, when are we gonna see him now?
Yeah, people were crying. Oh my God.
No, but
how do you not know?
I made this comment unless I'm wrong, that's not the reveal he's talking about. And I said this in the chat back then. And that's not what he's talking about.
Then there's something else. And there's another reveal.
Oh, yeah. No, there's that, because that was in the preview. So if you watched the preview, you knew that was coming. That was not the reveal that Jan Chase is going on about. And whatever. Unless I'm wrong, it's something totally different that
what is Dan Chase going on about? Let's cut.
Well, I can't say because I don't think Dave has watched the full season yet.
No, he said the words. The person we're talking about. I'm not going to spoil it. He said, "Oh, and by the way, let's just say it. So and so was on The Mandalorian." That is who we're talking about. That's who I'm talking about. That character. Okay. So I'm like, that was not a reveal to me, because as soon as they said where this person was located, I'm like, well, it's going to be a cheat, but they're going to, if it's on Tatooine, that's who it has to be. So I don't know.
You know who I want to see on The Mandalorian? I want to see Lone Star on The Mandalorian. That would be awesome.
Could you imagine?
Yeah, from Spaceballs.
A crossover?
Or Princess Vespa.
Speaking of, I got a shift balls upstairs. So could we just take a quick break? Or we don't have to break. I could do what we did last time if you want to just have it run.
Yeah, you could just disappear. We'll finish the show.
I want to disappear. Yeah, well, I figured out the answers here, C. Or B now. Friday the 13th 8-movie collection. If you go on Amazon, all it says is a terrifying. Well, we don't need that. It just says the collection contains newly remastered editions of the original theatrical cut of Friday 1, 2, 3, and the final chapter. That's all it says. But the fact that it's those 4 movies, those are the same exact 4 movies that the Shout Factory did.
No, but they did both the theatrical and the uncut version.
Watch where you're walking, see?
That already tells you it's not the same. They're already leaving out the uncut version for whatever reason. I think maybe because they don't have the rights to that one.
Yeah, I don't know, but damn. And they're charging $80. I like the way it looks. It's a red freaking thing. You see the picture of it? Look at that thing.
I can get you a red case for a few bucks.
I know. I'm a sucker for that red case, though. It's cool looking. And the picture with Sackhead in the back there, man.
I'm a sucker for those eco cases.
Oh yeah, sure you are.
I actually like the eco cases.
Really, they fall apart too much.
I feel like they make it so you can fit more movies on the shelf.
I guess in a way you're right. There's pros and cons, like anything. You can fit more movies on the shelf as a result. But honestly, though, I kind of like displaying a big, thick box on the shelf, too.
I bet you do.
Like my Twilight Zone Blu-ray collection. Like right there. It's the biggest thing on that freaking, on the rack, and it's big picture, Twilight Zone, Rod Serling. I like it. You can see what it is from here, as opposed to just one skinny movie like everything else, you know?
Yeah.
If it has a cool sleeve, a cool whatever you want to call it, like that thing has, it's nice. But I don't know. Somebody should sell. Oh, forget it. No, nobody's gonna sell it now because physical media is gonna die. So it doesn't matter. I was gonna say someone should sell something specifically. Wouldn't it be cool if they sold something where it would be like an adjustable shelf where you could pull things out and like move little things around, like make your own things, so to speak, your own barriers. That would be cool, just to display box sets facing forward. That'd be fucking real cool. Because the thing is, you can do some of them are too thick though, and you know what I'm talking about. They don't all fit the way they should. But too bad. Physical media is fucking. Everybody's given up on it. MGM sold their shit. Somebody said they're not gonna make any more. I forgot which companies, but one by one, all these companies are saying it. So I mean, people don't want to face it. But I'm a realist. I can't walk around just because I don't want it to happen. Doesn't mean that I can't face it. That things are gonna happen. It's like, well, what are you gonna do? It's gonna happen. It sucks.
Hang on for as long as we can.
Right, and there'll still be a niche media still. We will still have Severin and everything else in these companies. Problem is this: they're gonna rape the freaking people, and the people are gonna they're gonna be day one buying, and these are the folks that are gonna ruin it for us that have patience. Like me, this Friday box set, I'm going to get it eventually, just because I said I'm gonna have them all, but I'm not gonna pay $80 day one. I'm gonna wait 2, 3, 4 years and get it for $30 somewhere. That's all there is to it.
Well, like I said, I want to see it. I was thinking it was the Scream Factory stuff until I read that they weren't specifying 4K transfers of the first 4 movies, and they didn't have the unrated version. But I think the unrated version might be because Paramount has released the unrated version. So I don't even know. It seems weird. Digital copies of each Whoopi and
Whoopi Goldberg.
Whoopi Goldberg, yeah, Burglar.
Sister Act 2.
That's the only Whoopi Goldberg I go by, Burglar. Not even this Jumping Jack Flash bullshit. That was the movie that came after Jumping Jack Flash.
I know Jumping Jack Flash. Yeah, I remember that one.
It's a song.
That too, of course. The gas. Right. I know that, and I know Sister Act, and I know The Color Purple. Sister Act 2, and I think that's where it ends. Comic Relief.
The Player? She's a small role in The Player.
The Player, huh? Holla at a player! Yeah.
The Player with Tim Robbins in Hollywood.
Don't hate The Player, hate Tim Robbins.
I don't know. I never saw The Player. I haven't seen Whoopi Goldberg in quite a while. Well, maybe not. Maybe she appeared on something briefly recently. I don't know.
Isn't she still in The View?
Yeah.
Or maybe not anymore, because, again, they get all political and then they get up in arms and then they're off the show.
Of course.
People can't shut their mouths for a fucking second. I guess they get paid to talk. But Jesus Christmas.
Are you getting paid to talk, or you want to shut it?
I want to. It's like, please. My hand wants to do it. I don't want to do it.
Wait, whose hand is this?
Yeah. Tickle time.
Tickle me. Oh, no, cuddle me. Sorry, not tickle.
Cuddle me.
Tickle
me. Cuddle Benny. Cuddle Benny.
I want that thing so bad, but I'm true to my word. I had it I was right there. It was in my cart, and I said, no, I can't spend this kind of money. I can't do it. There was even a sale the other day, a memorial sale for Terror Threads, and they had $10 and $12 t-shirts, and that's my favorite company. And I was on there, and I was looking at this, and I put a couple in my cart, and the same thing again. I said, no, I'm not doing it. I'm weak, but not that weak. I get there, I act like I'm going to go through the motions, I battle, but when push comes to shove, no. I said I'm not going to collect. You're afraid of love. I can't do it. So I'm being good. I'm proud of myself that I'm not, buying anything.
No, yeah, this is a holiday weekend for you guys, right? Memorial Day.
Yeah. It's
Correct.
No statutory day. Just a
Nope.
holiday.
Nobody will be raped this week.
They have Memorial Day sales.
Of course, that's like a big sale day. Memorial. Well, because think about it, people are excited. The weather's broken here. It's nice. You know what I mean? It's a time. Memorial Day, and it's a big garage sale fucking thing too. There's always garage sales on Memorial Day weekend. It's a thing. People come out. You got to remember. Oh, you live in shit weather
Respect
too.
the dead.
Pardon me?
Isn't it about like respecting your the veterans?
Yes, it is. It's about respecting, and you go to the grave sites and you put things on their grave, flowers and whatnot. Yeah, of course, but like everything else in America, I mean,
Sure.
yes, that is what it's about. But I mean, people are just 90% of the people are just happy to have the Monday off and the nice weather, and that's what they're thinking. It's a cookout. You know what I mean?
Sounds like someone's got a case of the moon days.
The moon days. The moon dogs.
I thought my Brandon Eaton foot joke was bad.
Oh no, it was. I'm surprised you brought it back up.
I brought it back up knowing it was bad, but just to give a little weight to the joke you just cracked too, and how terrible that one was.
At least mine was featured in a movie.
Yeah. Mine will be too.
Office Space.
There's a whole segment in our movie.
Office Space. You guys never saw Office Space?
I've seen it once.
A Case of the Mondays.
I don't know what again, I only saw it once. What do I know?
Of course. Fringe
Case
February.
of the Mondays, right? No?
Yeah.
I think I own it too. I think I have a Blu-ray. It's a double. It was with Office Space and another movie. I'm pretty sure I own
Burglar.
Office Space. No, Burglar. What the hell is it? It's gonna drive me nuts. See, I think I bought. I think it's Office Space and
Burglar.
What's
2.
that movie? Both for Pedro. What's that movie?
Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think
That's
it's
a fantastic double feature right there.
Again, I saw it once. Yeah, that's it. It's Office Space, Napoleon Dynamite. It's a Blu-ray. Yep. I've seen each of them once. And haven't revisited them. You know. But it's modern comedies. A lot of them are single serve for me. I'm like, yeah, that was funny. Okay, but it's not. Again, though, B, when you talk about you're quoting lines from it, maybe I missed it. Maybe there's things better that I thought. Only thing I remember about Office Space is the time when the guy pulled over to the road and he was smashing shit and the Ghetto Boys was playing. Because that's the only thing that I remember because I like the Ghetto Boys. Yeah, that's all I remember about that movie.
Damn, it feels good to be a gangster.
Yes. Yep. Dude pulled over and started smashing shit in the side of his road. Burglar. What the fuck?
You remember that movie?
No, I never even knew it existed. That's crazy.
I remember that, and I remember, what was the other one she did? Was it Fatal Instinct?
Are you serious? Fatal Instinct? It's a comedy, obviously, right? It's like a joke of Basic Instincts and Fatal Attraction.
No, I think...
Gotta be.
If not, it's ridiculous. It'd be cheesy.
It wasn't Fatal Instinct.
It's a movie you just made up, Fatal Instinct. That's amazing. We gotta have commercials in our movie, and that'll be one of them. Coming this year.
I gotta look up Whoopi now to find out what the name of that movie is. That other one I'm thinking of. There is a movie, Fatal Instinct, but it's not that.
Is it a knockoff? Is it comedy, or is it like a knockoff of a thriller?
I don't remember. I just remember. Why is it showing her fucking...
This poor guy.
Fatal Beauty. That was it. Not Fatal Instinct.
Fatal Beauty. Okay. Fatal Instinct.
I vaguely remember that now that you've mentioned it. But when did that one come out? 80s or 90s?
Oh, that was definitely 80s, I think. 87.
Fatal Beauty.
Oh, directed by Tom Holland. Look at that.
Really?
Yeah.
Which Tom Holland? The guy we like or the Spider-Man one?
The one we like. That guy's an actor.
Yeah. That actor that wasn't even born in 87.
I don't know. What do I know? I just know that I heard his name recently and... You know.
Chucky and Whoopi. Chucky! Whoopi!
There it is. Fatal Instinct. It's a comedy. Okay, it's a comedy crime thriller. A spoof on thrillers from 1993, such as Fatal Attraction, Basic... Okay, see...
Not Carl Reiner. He didn't direct that, did he? Who directed it?
What movie?
The one you're talking about.
Oh, it is Carl Reiner. You're right.
Oh, okay, so I haven't seen that, yeah.
Fatal. And see, at least it's a comedy. If it was, I knew it was either going to be a comedy, a spoof, or it was going to be like a fucking Asylum ripoff type of movie. They just, Fatal Instinct. People buy
I read that TV guide and I remember.
There you go. Of course, good old TV guide.
Mine has Whoopi and Sam Elliott as love interests in it.
Really?
Yeah.
Sam Elliott.
Yeah.
Mr. Mustache.
Mr. Mustachio.
Mustache rides. Yeah, absolutely, Sam Elliott.
You know what I watched? I don't know why it was on, and I remember it being super cheese, so I had to watch it again. I rewatched Roadhouse.
Roadhouse
I've never
is
seen it.
awesome. Roadhouse is amazing.
It's amazingly stupid. It is so
It's
bad.
awesome. It's awesome.
It is.
I've never seen it. I don't know.
It is stupidity. Like, I mean, the fact that this guy's like a sought-out bar bouncer that throat rips people, that drives a BMW around, none of it makes a lick of sense. And I get it. It's awesome, but it's awesome to me like, wow, this is so fucking off the rails that anybody thought that this was a good idea on paper.
He's a fixer.
That it just translates.
He's a fixer. He comes in and he fixes things.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I love it.
You got to see it, Dave. It's definitely worth watching for fun factor.
Pencil it in
Okay.
for January of 2024.
Maybe I will. Okay, all right. It's non-horror January. You might be onto it. It's Roadhouse. I remember the only thing I ever heard about that movie when I was a kid is somebody says that somebody gets fucked in the ass in Roadhouse. I remember some kid said that to me when we were young. Oh yeah, there's a scene. This guy's fucking a girl in the ass. I said, really? And that's all I remember. Is this true or not?
That was Christian.
Yeah.
Christian
I was the
told
girl.
me this.
So I think what happened was because he was young. It's a girl bent over, and I think they're just doing it. He's standing up.
I think they're doing
Okay.
it. Aren't they doing it doggy at one point?
Yeah, that's what I think. That's
Do
what I
the
think.
doggy.
Dookie.
And he catches him in like. He's like, goes your history or take a walk or whatever like that. He's like, hey, I'm on my break. Because then it's permanent or something. So, a stupid line that you would follow. And then
Right.
that's
What
it.
the hell you're talking
Okay.
about.
So it's just doggy style sex okay. The guy said somebody got fucked in the ass. I always remember that. That's all I heard about that movie when I was a kid.
But that's what I love about remembering those stories we've talked about on the show before, where someone would always recite what happened in the Friday the 13th movies, and I'd be on the we were going on always going on this. I was at ski camp, so on Saturdays I'd go to like the local ski area here, and as we drive on the bus, this kid would keep going on about Friday the 13th, and I'd be like, oh my god, and it would be what was intriguing to me, and also what would freak me out because I think I mentioned on the show that he described that a kid comes in on a tricycle and gets his head cut off. Well, it was Junior on a motorcycle is what he was referring to.
Or it was Mark in a wheelchair.
Either way, it was never exactly the way. So in my head, I had this. I'm like, how are they showing that? Like this kid, like, and his head gets lopped off. And like, man. And what I had in my head was so much different than what I actually ended up seeing on the screen all those years later.
And you said one day I will own them all.
Right. Amazing.
Have you guys ever seen two dogs making love missionary style?
I'd love to. I'll tell you that.
How awesome would that be?
It'd be fucking hysterical. I'd love to.
I would love to.
I
didn't realize how ridiculous it was until Christian kind of like brought it back. I would love to.
Yeah, you would not?
I would too. I would love to.
Yeah, one dog could pin the other, not forcefully, but you know what I mean. Well, pin sounds like a rape. I don't mean it that way. I mean consensual.
Pin sounds like a plastic nightmare.
That's what I called Lucky this morning. I said I should have named him Pin. As a matter of fact, because, well, the thing is, he was trying to do something. He was trying to jump from the bed to the windowsill. And he doesn't usually do things like that. The other cats do, but he does not. And I said, I go, Lucky. I said, you can't do that. You're not a real cat. And I said it because my wife was in the room. She said, don't say that because, he's deaf. He's different than the other cats. It's not something he would do. So then I started singing. I go, he's like Pinocchio over here. I got no strings to hold me. I go, one day he might be a real cat. And I go, I should have named you Pin, I told him.
And what do you mean, don't say that? It's deaf. Look, you can't hear. Say whatever you want. Hey, stupid, come on over here. I'm kidding.
He's lucky he can't hear half the shit you guys are talking about.
Yeah. Poor little baby. Whew. All I know is I got a little nervous when you said Junior got his head chopped off. I was like, wait a minute. I grabbed myself. Whoa.
Oh, you can spare an inch or two.
Oh, not my head, though. Holy boy, oh boy. Junior got his head chopped off. Whew. Yeah. Well, we got three more to talk about. We haven't even talked about it. We're doing 3 slashers, courtesy of the Ram Man. Yes.
Why are you in hell? Remember at the beginning, the very first episode we've ever recorded, we all said our favorite subgenre was slashers.
I have completely changed my mind since then.
He's done.
I am done with slashers. I find most of them to be fucking stupid.
Oh.
Well, they are. They always have been.
No.
And this is I got a little bit of heat, I think, when we did, and not just on the Prom Night 4 one, but probably because of Prom Night 4. But I got a lot of heat in the choices of some of my top 50. And ones that were left off. I think we all left off Just Before Dawn and things that would have probably made it now. But it's funny. These are perfect examples of them following the formula.
Yep.
And I enjoyed all of them, although my readings really haven't really changed much.
I enjoyed one of the 3 we're going to review. And I'll say this. My criteria for what makes a slasher work, I don't really have one because they're all different. They all work for different reasons. But I feel like if you have one of these 3 following things for me, you're going to have an effective slasher. Great kills, great characters, and a great ending. One of those 3 for me, and you're going to have a decent slasher. If you hit the trifecta, you're going to have an amazing slasher. And I feel like these are all lacking in some way, with the exception of one.
Well, they're all second time views.
What?
Sorry.
Oh, second time ones, right? Wow. So I just said that it came down an intruder for the last time we watched it, and that I guess hiccup in here, delivers on the gore and the kills.
Yeah.
And the ending. I do like the ending of Intruder. Anytime you get a framing job like that, like the cheerleader camp ending, I love that shit. You know?
The police couldn't see her in her alligator suit out there dancing?
Oh, stop.
Oh no, she wasn't wearing the alligator at the end. She was wearing her cheerleader costume. They didn't see her on the front lawn dancing?
Dancing?
She's cheering at the end as they drive Betsy Russell away.
Well, it's over. Betsy Ross.
Russell.
Oh, they drove Betsy Ross away. I thought he said.
As they drive Betsy Russell away, you can see Lucinda Dickey fucking cheering on the lawn.
Well, how long do you want them to wait? What do you want them to wait? 5 minutes
screaming.
Later?
Be like, oh, there's the real killer. Let's go out and get her. That would have been a better ending. Cheerleader camp has gone down big time for me too.
You're nuts. I can't believe it. You're gonna use that as a nitpick that they might see her in the rearview mirror dancing?
Nitpick. It's stupid.
No, it's not. How long can they wait? What should they say? 1 year later, like they kept doing in I Knew What You Did Last Summer. 1 year later, and have her dancing.
This was 1 minute later.
Well, how long can you wait?
How long can you wait?
You want to celebrate
that you got away from murder?
For murder.
To
celebrate. That's a great thing to celebrate. You had a plan. You implemented the plan. You followed through. Everything went off. It's like
6 out of 10.
Jigsaw.
6 out of 10.
7.5.
6 out of 10.
What I find is most of these slashers falter in the exact same area. Usually they've got a strong first act, then they blow it in the second act, and then usually the third act redeems itself, and it's because it's a chase and more of the kills. The slashers that reserve all the kills for the third act are the ones that I don't enjoy as much. I need something to help get me through first and second act into the third.
If they had good character development, that you cared about these characters, you wouldn't mind a few less kills in the first act. That's the problem.
Absolutely.
That's the problem.
Absolutely. And that's why I think Intruder definitely suffers, because I think they try to do interesting things, but the budget betrays them, or just the script betrays it. And so there's no character development in really, other than, she's suffering from a bad relationship and the guy's was in prison for a bit to set up a couple of red herrings that they could have set up by actually progressing the story forward. I don't know why we're talking about Intruder, but I just talk about slashers in general. I kind of see where Brandon's coming from, but I go back and forth with, I don't know which one we want to start with today. So maybe I'll just save my thought process.
You guys pick it. I don't care what we start with. Dave, what do you want to start with? Christian, what do you want to start with?
Why don't we go in order? So why don't we start with I Know What You Did Last Summer? Start with the oldest to the newest.
I Know What You Did Last Summer from 1997. 4 young friends bound by a tragic accident are reunited when they find themselves being stalked by a hook-wielding maniac in their small seaside town.
Okay, here's my story about this movie. I want to get this out. All these movies today are second-time watches. Okay? I did not watch this movie in 1997. As a matter of fact, you've heard me say what I've had to say about the 90s slashers. And honestly, there really wasn't that many. Like, I'm not trying to come down on the 90s or any of that, but just if you look at the stats here, people say there was a resurgence in slashers in 1990, end of 96 and onward to like 2000, when in actuality there really wasn't. There was maybe like 12 slashers and a couple direct-to-video knockoffs. Nothing even close. I mean, I'm telling you, if you look at a list, there's like 12 slashers that came to the theater. You know what I mean? And that includes like Urban Legend and Valentine from that to like 2002, whatever it is. There's something like that. I saw Scream and I saw Scream 2. And after Scream 2, I was just like, eh. But then all these other ones were coming out, including this one. And here's what I thought immediately. I watched Party of 5 at the time. So I knew Jennifer Love Hewitt. Of course, I knew Neve Campbell from other things as well. But they acted together on Party of 5. I always took it as this. Okay, it worked the first time with Neve Campbell. It would Scream. And then, okay, let's do another one. Or maybe Neve, talk to Jennifer on the set of Party of 5. Hey, this and this, these are going to be popping off. If you get a chance, go for this movie. So, okay, let's put out another movie with another person from Party of 5, and now she could be our heroine here, and maybe we can start another franchise. We'll have the same type of shots in it. We'll put a lot of music into it. We'll do a similar thing, much like they did in the 80s. Difference is this, in the 80s, you were seeing a new slasher every weekend. Like realistically. Every weekend in like 1980 and 81 especially, I should say, there was a slasher at the theater. Where here, you're just seeing one come along because they probably took longer to make and everything else. And again, only about a dozen in a short time. So this one comes out, I skipped it. I said, Scream 2 didn't really do a whole lot for me. I don't like the look of this. I think it's cheap that they're going to put Jennifer Love Hewitt in a movie now after they just put Neve in here. It just seems to me like it's too Hollywood forced and everything else. I don't think it's going to be my cup of tea. Never watched it. Okay. First time I did watch it was 2013. I watched it for one reason only. I was listening to the Skeleton Crew ritualistically, and they were going to do the trilogy. And I said, okay, I've never seen any of these movies, but sometimes when you listen to a podcast, you want to, watch the movies that they're going to talk about. So they said, we're going to do these movies. Okay, so I watched I Know What You Did Last Summer. And I got to tell you, I was pretty underwhelmed. At the end of the day, it was a 6 out of 10. It came, it went, it had none of the charm of Scream. It didn't have the meta thing going for it like Scream. That's what people fail to realize of the success of Scream. It wasn't just putting these people here and having this bombastic soundtrack and this music and, these okay kills. You know what I mean? There was more to it. Nobody ever cashed in the way Scream did. Scream had a good gimmick with the meta and the writing and everything. This did not have that. I wasn't that into it. I was disappointed. Now, last night I watched it, dreading it going into it. Every half an hour I was going to stop it. Every 20 minutes I was going to get up, do something. I didn't want to sit for fucking an hour and 40 minutes straight and watch this movie. Really, I was finding reasons to stop just because I didn't want to sit down and take it all. Otherwise, I'd start fucking with my phone or something. And when I do something for a podcast, for this show, especially something picked out by the Ram Man for this trilogy, I want to give it my undivided attention and be fair. So what happened was, I'm glad I paused and I went back to it, and I actually ended up enjoying it.
Really? I felt like it was rammed down my throat.
I'm glad I watched it again. All second time watches, and I enjoyed this one. This here's what I like about it. This is old school, like an 80s slasher, where it has the mystery going to the very end. And Jennifer Love Hewitt, Julie, her character, sorry, Jamie, underrated.
Oh my God.
Nobody, she does fucking everything in this movie from the first frame to the fucking final. She's a good person. If they would have listened to her, none of this would have happened. And everything she does solves this mystery. Everything she does in this movie is for fucking the greater good, and she's going through her own shit. She feels miserable about what happens. She is an underrated fucking final girl. And I don't know if she was on the Slumber Party Massacres fucking. I'm sure Lacey had to have her there. This is her time period shit. I think that she is one of the better, final girls we've had.
I hated her in this film.
How could you hate her?
I don't hate her either, and she's super attractive as well. My wife and I always have a joke though. My wife and I have a joke though because she always hates the "What are you waiting for? We're standing right here" or whatever.
I love
it.
It's always it's so
cringe. Changed my mind.
I think it's great.
All right, here's one thing I'll agree with you. It's got the mysteries like the 80s slashers does, but the only thing I don't like about having that type of mystery in a modern slasher is that there's no way we could figure it out. So we're only learning it as she uncovers it. There's no way
It's like The Ring, 2002, same thing. We're watching her unfold, go on the computer, go to the lighthouse, go learn about the horse.
I know, but for me, a great slasher is something like you could see yourself. You could see the ending yourself. You can kind of piece it together. It was there in front of you the whole time, but you can't piece this together by yourself. 2, the characters. I actually only found one interesting character of the group, and it was not Jennifer Love Hewitt. It was Sarah Michelle Gellar's character. I think she should have been the final girl because she was the one who was tormented the most, I think. She had an abusive relationship with her boyfriend. She had an abusive relationship with her sister, and she had an abusive relationship with her father. I think she was the most tormented, and they should have made her the final girl. She was the only character I cared about when they get killed.
I cared about it, but that's what I'm saying. This movie, it doesn't have 2 final girls. It has 1 final girl, but Sarah Michelle Gellar actually gets the respect of a nice final chase. Not a final chase. She gets a good chase scene with the mannequins, whatever the hell she is. That's a good scene. It's a good setup, and you do spend time with her. But ultimately, it's got to be Julie's movie. It's her movie from jump. I get what so what's wrong with having 2 girls? But I'm not disagreeing with you, B. I think she was a good character too. Fucking Julie did all the work. All Sarah Michelle Gellar did was fucking, be sad.
She went to David Egan's sister. That's it.
I like the setup here. I think it does have a Happy Birthday to Me-esque sort of quality to it as well, and you do care about these people more so than most slashers. Yes, it suffers a little bit of the WB factor of everybody kind of being known instead of more unknown actors that were more of the 80s slasher, which is not necessarily a detriment to the film. They're trying to do something else. I've mentioned just in recent shows that I like the slick look of they put these production values into the subgenre that I loved. So it was kind of nice to see these slick production values and better and used on essentially a slasher or dead teenager flick. So I loved all of that aspect. I did see this in the theater. I actually remember seeing this with my girlfriend at the time in a theater in Montreal and saying, it was good. I thought it was good. It wasn't great. It was good. It was passable. I enjoyed it. I wanted it to be gorier. This one wasn't about the blood. It was about the suspense. And I think we could have elevated it by having maybe 1 or 2 kills that stood out a bit.
Agreed.
Some of the things I put on rewatch. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I agree that the kills are kind of weak in this, and I agree with Dave
that's
that
the time period.
Sarah Michelle Gellar's final chase, through the store when her sister's killed and through the mannequins and out the alleyway as she's running towards the fireworks is, to me, the most suspense in the film because she's the only character I really cared about and didn't want to see get killed. With that said, there's not much suspense built for me because I don't care. I have nothing against these actors. These are all well-known actors, went on to have huge careers. But it's like, It's like they kill off Max's character, Johnny Galecki, because he's going to be the red herring, obviously. They're going to think, oh, Max is involved with this because he's the one who showed up that night driving by. So it's the only logical explanation when they think that, because they're not going to think this guy came back from the dead. So they think it's going to be him.
So, I might have this wrong, but I think at the end of the day, if I'm remembering correctly, this was the script that was in Kevin Williamson's, drawer. Scream hit big. Hey, what else do you got? What else do you have? I've got this movie. I got this script. I know what you did last summer. It wasn't Scream. Scream, there was a bidding war for, as we know, and the success didn't come immediately. It sort of built through word of mouth from when it actually was released. And this I like. Another thing is the setting. So I love that the fishing town, and they get a little bit of where they're like the wharf and the boats and everything else. I think that is quite cool, where they go and before they do the hit and run, and they're having the campfire there, and their tender moments and everything else. And the fact, you're right, they get themselves in this situation and got to get out. I like all of that. Some of the stupid stuff that you find in slasher movies they could have done without, like when he's getting chased down by the car, run off the road, stupid. Instead of just zigzagging on the road so the car could chase him. Like, it just seems stupid. And then, like, the crabs, yes, a good reveal. And when they open it up and he's covered in crabs, but to have it completely, why not have them go back and have him get in there still? Instead of completely clean and empty again. That stuff is the shit that bothers me.
I think it's just a metaphor for Jennifer Love Hewitt having crabs.
Aww.
Whatever.
I would take crabs from her. I would take crabs.
Terrible
I wouldn't
scene.
even care.
Terrible scene.
Yeah, but it would have stunk too.
The trunk the trunk doesn't smell and it's bone dry.
Right. Yeah. Terrible. Terrible. Yeah. I thought my notes were, if this is not a dream of hers, a dream sequence or a psychotic reaction or whatever, then this is terrible. That was a big misstep. Yeah, I'm with you there.
It's just where they challenge. I mean, a slasher movie is not necessarily going for the most intelligent writing or whatever, but it's stupid things like this that could easily be avoided. If you're going to have that revealed and follow through with it, or the car's completely gone, then make the car gone then instead of the body. That would have been a better. Like, why would he? Like, the time to get that car out of there would have been way less work than to clean the body, the crabs, all residue, and make it smell minty fresh, as you guys were joking about. I mean, it's just stupid. And I don't know why I'm obsessing over this one scene so much, but it's just that those are the things that keep it from being elevated to maybe even a next level. It's just like no difference than when there's a dead body. Like, I have problems with Friday the 13th. They drag a bloody dead body down a flight of stairs, and then they go up the stairs, and there's no residue of blood or of anything. Like, that stuff does irk me. Now, again, first time watch, maybe you're not too worried about it, but as you watch them over and over again, then these things have a little bit more weight to them. But I remember thinking, what? No crabs? First time I watched this, like, nothing. There's not one little crab crawling around in there still. Like, it's just stupid. Anyway, enough on that.
I'm with you though. That was a big sore thumb. I said, oh, that's unfortunate, man. Yeah, it was. It was a sore fucking not good. Bad. It's too bad.
I was at probably, like I said, a 7 when I saw this in the theater. I always hovered maybe at about a 6.5 because I feel like this does feel longer than an hour and 40 minutes. I don't know why, but there's a bit of a dead spot that I feel like I needed a adrenaline kick, and I don't know why it is with some of these slashers that I think it's in that second act where they meet Anne Heche's character and then she goes back again. And I know that's her doing the detective work, and we kind of need it for story structure, and it is what adds another dimension to the story. But for some reason, it's at the mercy of the pace of the movie a little bit. But I'm not, I think I'm being critical in the sense of talking about it for the show. I feel like I'm going to be right where Dave is on the rating and higher than Brandon. I think Dave and I are going to align on the rating for this. I enjoyed my time with this. It made me go watch Urban Legend Final Cut, and I still know what you did last summer. I watched all those as well.
Really?
To watch. And I'll say one thing about I still know what you did last summer, which I thought I watched more than once. I think I only watched it in the theater because I didn't know two things about that movie. Well, main thing is Jack Black is in it. Had no clue because it's not on his IMDb and he's uncredited, or it's uncredited on for whatever reason. I know the reason. He's horrible in it. But the other thing is he probably doesn't want it on his resume either. The other thing is they referenced the end scene of this movie, and that's the reason why I was bringing it up. They referenced the end part of this movie, which I like. It's just a throwaway line in the sequel, but she has a bad dream in the sequel, and she's like, "Oh my God, I had a dream again." He's like, "What? The one in the shower, or the one in?" And she's like, "No, the one in the other one." I don't want to spoil anything in case you watch.
Oh, I'm going to watch it.
And I think, wow, great. They referenced the fact that end sequence is a dream. Then
that's cool. Good. See, and even if it wasn't not a dream, if this movie ended and there was no sequel, that'd be a good ending too. But the fact that they do what they do in the next movie, see, now I am going to. I own the next movie too. I had them both, and I said I'm going to. Now I never had a desire to watch it. Now after watching this yesterday, I said, you know what? Very soon I'm going to watch the sequel. I want to see it. I do want to see. But she has a lot to do with it.
I'm not watching.
She has a lot to do with it. I can watch her fucking picking out socks in a store for a fucking.
I would rather see that,
especially at this age.
Yeah, and you're going to enjoy the sequel too for that factor as well. I was telling Brandon right before we hit record. I have the last 15, 20 minutes left to watch with my daughter because we kind of got wrenched our plans. We were enjoying it, and then I had to do something else, and we just never went back to watch the final act. It's silly, but it's silly slasher. I mean, it gets unfairly shit on. Like, I even shit on it. I had it, I think, rated at like a 4. And I will definitely say my enjoyment was way above it. It's not otherworldly. It doesn't change anything, but it was way more enjoyable than I give it credit for. But it's stupid as shit.
Only a couple times. The crab thing is stupid.
The sequel. Oh, this one's a little bit is definitely more enjoyable. And I liked it. I enjoyed it. Like
this one, I lose interest in the mystery.
Oh, see, I like
because it quickly becomes evident that we don't know who this killer is. It's not going to be something we could figure out. And then the reveal becomes, oh, this David Egan character wasn't the killer.
Yeah, but they played right.
You know, they talk about this Susie Willis, which was his girlfriend who died on July 4th a year before in a car accident. Everything's very coincidental. So then you find out that the father was the one who killed David Egan on the year anniversary, and then he gets hit by a car walking away from the crime scene. It's like so like what?
Well, I think it's muddy for sure, and I agree they could have cleaned it up. They could have cleaned it up a little bit.
Wow, see, I like that. I'd rather it be that than some of the again. And I love 80s slashers. I love slashers in general. They're my comfort movies in horror. I mean, I can put them on anytime. But the thing is, I would rather have an explanation like that than just what you see in some slashers where it's just, oh, guess what? Oh, this guy is actually this guy's sister, and look, or brother. Look at this. Oh, I'm killing because of this, and it's revealed in the last minute. I would rather have this where the mystery unfolds. Like, here's what I'm thinking. As a seasoned slasher watcher, I thought, again, I saw this movie in my memory, okay? I saw this movie in 2013. I do not remember the killer, okay? So I'm watching the movie, and Freddie Prinze's character says something about talking about his father. And he said, to me, that was like a fucking, oh, boom, this is it. Because he says, hold on, I have it written down because I was like, okay, this is going to be something. He says something about his father. He goes, oh, he worked the boats. That's all I do know about him.
Yeah.
So, and it's a throwaway thing that if you're not a seasoned slasher mystery follower, you're not even going to think about it. But me, I put that in my note. I said, okay, this guy's father's going to be the killer, and what's going to be the reason for it? And then, so I'm waiting for there to be this reveal. Then when we get the Billy Blue reveal thing at the end, I'm like, aha, this is all falling into place. But then they pull the rug up and they do it right. They explain it correctly. If they didn't explain it correctly, then I would have been angry. But I'm like, they took me for a ride when I'm waiting to see that this guy's father's the killer. And in fact, it's not. And they set it up in the first minute of the film with him flipping that thing, I love you, all that stuff, and what's going on, and it's the year anniversary. It all comes out in the wash. So I don't know why you would have a problem with it, because I did not. I was impressed that it came tied up in a bow. I was like, okay, this is cool. I was along for the ride, and here we are. Do I wish there was more kills? Yes. Do I wish the kills would have been gorier? Outside of one, we had one good hook kill. I think it was Galecki's, whichever one it was. It went up through kind of like that was a good kill. Do I wish there were more? Yes, of course I do. But I was engaged enough in the mystery, and I was along for the ride, and I dig it. And again, having Jennifer Love Hewitt, who, like I said, I think she's a really good final girl. I also think she may be the most attractive final girl in history. So take that for what you will. I like having her in the movie. I don't know.
It got a little convoluted for me. You see the guy sitting on the cliff at the beginning. I get it. That's David Egan. He's the one who killed. You see like his charm there when they dump the body. So you just assume it's him. I like that. But then, the big reveal later that it's, the actual killer who took it off of him because he received the letter himself. It just becomes a little convoluted. I don't really care because I don't really love the characters. I thought Freddie Prinze Jr.'s character was just so, I don't know, one note. It was awful. It was so obvious they were trying to make him a red herring. And this whole Billy Blue thing annoyed me because the minute they said Billy Blue and that he went to see the sister, I knew immediately that he was a similar character to Jennifer Love Hewitt and that he was feeling guilty. I knew instantly. It was so obvious that the fact that she suspected him was like, what? You're the one who's all like tormented by this. How could you not expect that someone else would be too and want to try to just go see that everything's okay? Like he was feeling guilty. He was feeling guilty
how we'll
also.
get down on it. This movie's actually trying to add other elements and more story to a slasher genre, and we're actually, well, Dave isn't, but I think Brandon and I are coming down on it for actually, I guess, saying it was not done to our likings, but at least they were trying. They were trying to do something different than what we normally get in a movie like this.
They were trying to convolute the plot, and they did that.
Yeah, but see, I looked at it as he was trying to protect his father, and his father was the killer, and he knew something that we didn't, and there was something going on here. There was going to be some other mystery. It didn't come out that way, but it had me on the hook. See? Perfect. It had me on the hook in the climax. As soon, again, because of that throwaway line about his father, I'm like, okay, this is going to tie into something. Then the Billy Blue thing, and then when he's on the boat and we get the reveal, I'm like, okay, so this has all been an act. And he knows who his father is, and he's protecting him for some reason. It didn't turn out that way. Fine, I'm okay with the explanation we did get. If it would have been something ridiculous, like we've seen many slashers with a ridiculous thing, and you're like looking at it. Even Argento. Some people say that it's a fucking what do you call it? It's thievery. What he does at the end of a fucking bird. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, well that's not something's up with that. That's kind of a cheat. People do these cheats. People even say Friday the 13th is a cheat.
Friday, you know what? Friday the 13th. Because I was thinking about this. Because I even said there's no rhyme or reason why I like one versus the other at the beginning before we started this. And the reason why I said that is because of Friday the 13th. Now we're doing the 1970 show with 22 shots, and I didn't want to spoil anything, but I will say this: after rewatching Bird with the Crystal Plumage last year, for I don't know how many times, my rating on that has come down severely because it is a cheat. Because it is a cheat. I always thought you saw it at the beginning. I always thought you saw it and could piece
You're thinking
together.
of Deep Red. You're thinking of something different.
No. I'm thinking of Bird. Because the ending, when they reveal, the way the knives were held, I always thought you saw it at the beginning, and you don't see enough, and you don't see enough to be able to piece it together. And I was like, oh shit. They do cheat you in this one. So my rating for that, Deep Red is excellent. But Bird has come down for that very reason. And
but everybody does it. That's my point. This is what happens in these movies. If Argento can do it, if Friday the 13th can do it, why are you going to hold I Knew What You Did Last Summer to some fucking...
No, I'm saying I don't like Bird with the Crystal Plumage doing it, even though it did that in the 60s. It's in 70. It was made in 69. Even though it did it in 1970. Friday... Okay, you can't really figure it out. But again, 1980, 1997, modern day. Change it up a little bit. I don't like some of these throwbacks. I don't want to unravel a mystery that there's no way I can figure out.
But you can figure this one out.
No way. I could have figured out that
about?
it was the guy's girlfriend who died a year before his father.
What are you talking about? They give you the fucking breadcrumbs throughout the movie. As soon as you find out about Emily Willis and what happened and the sister, why?
Yeah, they give you the answers as you go along.
That's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. Why would it be a cheat when they're giving you little clues as you go? I don't get what I can see somebody
because
being angry.
You can't figure any of that out without them giving it to you.
Yeah, but that's good. You don't like that? You couldn't figure out fucking Psycho that it was him until they give it to you. That's good, don't you?
Oh, absolutely you can. Absolutely you could.
You think anybody watching Psycho in fucking 1960 at the theater fucking knew that that he was dressing up?
Absolutely, they could figure it out. The fact that you never see Mother is just enough for you to be like, maybe there is no mother. Same thing with Roy in Friday 5. Like Christian's friend figured it out. It's that type of thing. It's like it's there.
Yeah, but that's too obvious. But wouldn't you rather have? See, I guess this is what can I say? I guess that's where we differ. If you know me, if I see something and I can pick it apart and say this makes no fucking sense, that's why I don't like it. In this case, if you're giving me the answers, this makes sense. Okay, I can accept that.
All right, here's this. How about at least if you're going to give me a story that I can't unravel on my own without them feeding me the breadcrumbs going along, at least have an interesting showdown at the end. Susie Willis's father is not even an interesting guy. He doesn't really say anything. He doesn't even seem remorseful. He just seems like a psychotic killer.
He flipped out because of what happened.
Yeah, but it also makes no sense why he's killing some people and toying with others.
Well, you know why he's killing these people. Because of what happened on July 4th.
We know why. No, but he's toying with them. He's killing some people, but he's toying with others.
Well, he's going to kill them eventually.
Why didn't he just kill Sarah Michelle Gellar in her bed? Why did he cut her hair? It's just the motives.
Kicks out of it.
Everything seems off to me.
Out of that.
Everything seems off to me.
If I were a killer, I'd get off on fucking with people more than killing them.
You might be the killer.
You might be the killer. Me personally, I like fucking with people. If I'm ever in a position where I know I'm going to become a killer, where I've completely gone overboard, and I have the mental capacity that I do now, where I enjoy fucking with people in this way, I think I would fuck with them.
I get that, and listen, I know people are going to come down on me. Well, he likes this movie and this movie and this movie, and that's the same thing. And all I could say is each movie is its own individual entity, and I just have to base on each individual movie experience. And this time with this film was my least favorite experience. I was bored very early on. I didn't care about anyone except Sarah Michelle Gellar's character. I thought some of the things were cheats, and I wasn't interested in the story the way it unfolded. Just wasn't interested.
How many times have you seen this?
Probably like 5 times.
Okay, well that could be it too. You're burnt. Is that the kind of movie that you want to rewatch over and over again? I can see that. For me, it was my second time and the first time that I appreciated it. So we're just in different votes at the moment.
Yeah, I feel like I was the highest on it probably the first time I saw it, and I don't hate it because it's it's these like CW stars or whatever TV stars that that are well known that are starring in it.
I don't hate it for that. No, if it's
but a lot of people will. They'll be like, "Oh, for Freddie Prinze Jr. in a slasher, fuck that." Like, I don't hate Freddie Prinze Jr. I like Freddie Prinze Jr. movies. This is one of my least favorite Freddie Prinze Jr. movies.
That's fine.
That's the most quotable line we've ever had on the show. I like Freddie Prinze Jr. movies.
No, but people love to hate on Freddie Prinze Jr. for some reason.
I know. Because it's that's it. It's like the in thing to do. I can totally see what Brandon's doing or saying about the film. I'm not ragging on it as much. I admittedly said that the story, they're trying to make the story much deeper than I think it actually needs to be for this. And I kind of lose interest and go, just give me a slasher film. It's like, either be a thriller or be a slasher. I think and I guess what happened was I did admittedly kind of get a little bored with it and the convoluted nature of how they were presenting the information. But I do like the slick and the hook. I do like the Fisher location, like that setting, and it plays in like Crystal Lake for Friday the 13th, the town and the setting and everything they're all about. I really like that aspect here. So there was enough shit that I enjoyed that I would say I recommend it. Again, there's nothing to write home about, but it was a 7 out of 10 for me.
Me too. That was it. Correct. I'm with you.
You know what the original end scene should have been? Forget the whole, fake out dream sequence with the killer jumping through the mirror. It should have been the police telling Helen and Elsa's father that his daughters are dead and him not looking up from the ball game. Both your daughters are dead, sir, and him just not even saying anything and continuing to watch that stupid fucking baseball game. 5.5 out of 10.
Oh, that's funny. There are some things I wanted to mention though that were funny. There were some. Well, first of all, that guy getting tackled. I was laughing out loud before he even tackled him because I knew it wasn't gonna. Again, my memory's shit, but I'm like, oh, this is gonna be good. He's gonna fucking tackle this guy.
Some old guy. Yeah.
It was so bad. I hope that happens to you when I'm an old man.
Dude, it was
Looked like he was having a heart attack.
He was 150 years old, but why the fuck was he wearing the slicker with the hood on like what looked like a 90-degree summer day?
Because there's like about 5 people in the parade doing the exact same thing.
Yeah, it was a gimmick. Yeah. It was the gimmick. It was the Gorton's guy. You know that guy Gorton on fucking.
Oh, the Gorton's fisherman?
Yeah, the Gorton's fisherman. That's him on the yellow box.
You know what would have been great if the reveal was
himself.
How about if the killer turned out to be Jack Palance, and he was wearing a city slicker? That's how they told him. It's the guy in the city slicker.
Oh God, the slicker. Oh, that's good. That was funny. How about the fucking girl? She looked like she was closer to 50 than 20. At the end, when fucking the girl's singing that song, isn't it supposed to be like for debutantes? Like this fucking, the girl won the thing. What was it? Miss Frog or some shit?
Miss Croker.
Miss Croker. Okay.
Miss Frog.
Wow, Croker.
Yeah, Croker.
Why would you call your shit Miss Croker? It's fucking insulting. Anyway, so they have a Miss Croker contest. Sarah Michelle Gellar wins in the beginning, naturally. Then we get to the end, and she's presiding over the new ones. And this girl singing this song, she looks like she's, like I said, closer to 50 than 20. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Why would they have this older woman unless it's an all-ages pageant? But usually when you see a pageant for a Miss something, it's debutantes. It's fucking teens, fucking college girl. You know what I mean? It's not
Betty Croker.
He's looking more like Betty White up on the stage.
You're not enjoying this? This shit is gold. It's Betty White.
It's funny, yes.
Yes, it's funny.
Oh man, what else? Elsa on the hook is nice. I like the chase sequence again. See, I don't know.
That was my favorite. That's my favorite sequence of the movie. That still stands out because I really I really wanted her to live.
Yeah. Definitely.
And she almost makes it. And she's a fighter. She's a fighter. She's a squirter.
Oh, how about hey now. How about the snapper? How about when fucking Jennifer
dude, I wrote that to you. I wrote that to you in the fucking chat and neither of you responded. How's your snapper?
Did I get to it yet? Probably not, because I wrote that last night when I watched it.
Oh, I wrote maybe I wrote it to you like the other night in the chat. I wrote, guys, how's your snapper?
I didn't know what the fuck that. Now I know. I watched it like
I just assumed it meant my ass thing that we made a joke about a couple episodes ago.
Oh, Dave talked about snapping it off, pinching it off. I thought that's the pincher.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that was funny. Yeah, so ask her daughter, how's your snapper?
And here's me looking at Jennifer Love Hewitt. How's the snapper? Mod on this. And then that guy has the nerve to fucking tell how stupid. I can't stand that character. He manhandles fucking Julie. It's not his girlfriend. He's fucking coming at her, and Freddie Prinze Jr. is just sitting there looking at her.
Let her go. He's such a. I hated his character in this. He's such
that was a pussy move there. I'll tell you that. Somebody grabs my fucking girl. Get the fuck out of here.
Dude, at least make him more menacing. That's why I never suspected him, because he's such like a throwaway character in this. If he like fought Barry off and then he becomes menacing throughout and has crazy eyes, but no, he's just sort of like a pussy, and he's working on the Fisherman's Wharf a year later because he's a pussy. I didn't think he was the killer. I didn't think his father had anything to do with it because he's a pussy.
He is a pussy. You're right. The other guy comes over. The girls come over to visit him. The asshole guy, and he tells them. He goes, "Oh, look at you." He goes, "You guys, what the hell?" I wrote
You
it
look
down.
like shit run over twice.
Yeah, you look like shit run over twice. And I'm looking at these girls.
They look
Sarah
gorgeous.
Michelle Gellar, very pretty girl. Jennifer Love Hewitt literally looks like a goddess fell to earth. And fucking there she is. I'm privileged to be breathing the same air as her. She's so fucking hot. And he says something like that. You got to be out of your fucking mind. Oh, she's so fucking ridiculously attractive. If they did a fucking final girl contest, if we had a misogyny fucking show, top 16 fucking hottest final girls, I can't think of a more attractive one than her.
You know what though? The only thing I don't like is the scene when they're making out at the beginning on the beach and they're having that tender moment and he kind of like rolls her over like they're about to make love. She looks like she's just gonna lay there like a fucking dead snapper.
Like a starfish?
Yeah, like a fucking like a starfish. I've never heard that before. That's hilarious.
Oh,
Like a starfish.
amazing. Yeah. Okay, one down, 2 to go. That's good. We got to take a quick break. See, do you have something you wanted to say?
I thought I did. Again, going back into it, just thinking of these things. That damn scene. Just don't kill Max. Then that was his name, right? If they wanted him as a red herring, I know what they were trying to do. Set him as a red herring and then kill him off. Okay, it's not Max. But wouldn't it have been better if it was one of the friends? I think they needed to kill some of the friends off.
Yeah, the asshole who got caught. Remember, they even have a cutaway scene, which makes no sense. It's like, don't kill me or something. And then I thought, are they really going to have a cutaway scene without a kill? Next thing you know, he's in a hospital bed talking. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
What the fuck? To send a message? What is this shit?
And that's what I think Brandon was getting at with the scaring tactics. Just kill, at least send one message home of a friend being killed. And then it puts more of a spotlight. Is it this Max guy that's off his rocker a little bit? And play around with that. That would have been great. It's like they set up a red herring, which is a secondary character, only to have him dead 2 scenes later in a trunk.
Which means Mr. Willis, while he was laying unconscious on the side of the road, was taking notes on everyone. He's like, okay, these 4 are the people trying to kill me. Oh, Max showed up. I'll use him as a red herring. It would have been funny if at the end they showed him laying underneath the side of the road, just fucking writing down notes.
And why would he have a Polaroid with him?
The Saw like they do the Saw reveal at the end where it's like dun dun dun, and it's like everything from his memory of when that night happened.
Every movie should have that.
To be Saw related now.
Every movie should have a Saw fucking ramp up at the end with the music. Oh, I love it. But why would he have a Polaroid? He was snapping pictures. Didn't he give him a picture of fucking his vehicle that night and something else? Am I wrong? Remember when he gives him the picture and it says, I know, and it's in the kid's locker and it's of his vehicle and it's at nighttime. There was another one. There were Polaroid pictures.
Yeah, who took the picture?
Remember Scary Movie made fun of that scene too?
Oh, we hit a boot? We hit a boot?
No, but wasn't it like a picture that was
Canadian?
a guy with a huge cock or something like that? The photograph that he had in the locker.
Oh no! Yeah, okay.
I can't remember.
I'm thinking when they first run over the guy, and I don't know what the friend is, but the friend runs over. It's like, oh my god, we hit a boot, and she holds up the boot.
Oh yeah, that was a boot. Yeah.
Yeah, but like in the Scary Movie version, she's like, oh my god, we hit a boot. Like they thought, like they ran over a boot, like not even a person attached to it.
Oh. So, am I wrong? Did he not give a Polaroid of a picture he took that night?
I think you're right. And I think Christian's right about it being like a huge cock person in the spoof. I think you're both right. So how did he take a picture?
That's my point. Ridiculous. That is ridiculous that he was taking. Why would he bring a Polaroid there to kill people? That doesn't get it. Why would anybody? Was he walking around with a fucking strap around his neck? I'm gonna bring my Polaroid. I want to see my fucking this guy. Maybe he's a sick fuck. He wanted to take a picture of when he kills this kid. This guy killed my daughter. I want to have this memory forever. Okay, I guess I could pass it off. He brought it for his own sick pleasure. He's obviously sick. He likes to fuck with people. So who knows?
Yeah.
Fair enough. I've talked myself into it. Okay.
Can I mention something before we get into the next movie?
No.
Please?
A fan film dropped yesterday, or possibly 2 days ago now.
Oh, I know.
The Black. Yeah, did you guys? I watched it. It was great because I'm fan filmed out. I was the one that's been bitching about it like an asshole. Few like I don't know 5-10 episodes back.
All right, so you
Because-
didn't like Alex's film. It's enough. Stop carrying on about
What a dick!
I only watched 3 in my life, and I liked them all. Never Hike Alone, Never Hike in the Snow, and Alex's. That's it.
And never eat yellow snow.
There's a lot of other Friday the 13th ones out there too, and they all have. Not all of them. Let me rephrase that. A good chunk of them have some good redeeming values to them. There's another one coming out, and I will watch it. But I will say that this was really well done. I wished it was a bit longer because I kind of wished they got it to a feature film. So it's about 42 minutes long. If you haven't watched it, check it out. It's a great sequel.
It's me, Billy. That's what you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Billy? Okay.
It's me, Billy, a Black Christmas fan film.
Cuddle
Well
Billy.
Let's do our own fan film of Benny Loves You. That'd be great. Yeah, I'm down.
Brandon gets the doll. You can do it, Brandon.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. I can't wait.
Doll?
Yeah.
You lucky fucker. That's awesome. That's awesome.
It's a birthday gift.
Oh, it's coming up. You're right.
Yeah.
Sex doll, but
Oh, I'm turning it into a sex doll.
yeah.
Somebody buy me a birthday gift in August. August 2nd.
Cuddle me. I'm gonna tickle you.
Cuddle you. Turn around. Lay there like a starfish, Benny. Oh, wow.
A starfish.
So,
So does one get on top of the other when they have sex? Starfish? Like the 2 dogs we were talking about? How do starfish have sex? That's
Don't starfish mate with themselves? Don't they like what's it called where you can reproduce without another person?
Asexual?
I think they reproduce on their own.
Asexual. Right?
Yeah. Asexual?
Yeah. I think. I don't fucking
I
know.
thought asexual is when you're not attracted to anything, when you don't want to have sex.
Really? That would be no sexual.
No sexual.
Nay. It would be nay sexual, not a. Nay.
Nay, that's when a horse doesn't want to have sex. Nay sexual. Nay sexual.
no, again,
You know, people fuck horse. Forget about it.
I don't want to think about it.
Another time. Another time, perhaps, but not now. Maybe show 150 when we're talking about.
that's a watch see discussion. That's not something we talk about on this show.
Well, it's that's fair. That's fair. Hashtag horse sex. Oh boy. Okay. So what's next year?
Lost After Dark?
Lost After Dark.
Yeah.
Second time watch. They all are.
2015. In this clever homage to 80s slasher films, a group of teenagers looking to party get stranded when their ride breaks down and end up being stalked by a cannibalistic killer.
Indeed.
So was 2015 the year of let's start making everything retro to the 80s? I'm sure it happened before then.
You
but
might be right.
You might be. Got this one, The Final Girls, and then there was a trend that followed. When did Stranger Things come out? Was that the first year, or was it a couple years later? I don't even know. But it just seems like this was like when everything sort of became retro.
Is there a point to the end of this fucking rant?
I hate you. It always comes back to that.
What was the question? Oh wait, yes.
Probably around this time, yeah. Probably, you're right.
Hey, they did.
But see, Bo was
did-
writing
Bo-
this a long time ago, though. Bo was writing this. I forgot when he said he started writing it, but way like in the 90s, I think. Quite a while, and then before it was completed. And if you look at the credits, all kinds of Canadian stuff at the end, by the way. But in the credits, it says 2013 at the end. I was like, look at this. Maybe that could have been the licensing rights was 2013, or maybe it was shot in 2013.
A lot of Canadian credits. A lot of Canadian credits.
Oh, there's
It's Canadian production, but he's not Canadian. Bo's not Canadian.
No, he hates Canadians.
Oh. He's from the South, Bo. He definitely hates Canadians.
Yeah, he hates.
He should. After they destroyed his movie. I'm kidding. This is the movie you liked, wasn't it, Brandon?
Absolutely.
I knew it. Good.
Absolutely. I've always enjoyed this movie. It made my top 50, and if there's one thing I would change about this, well, maybe two little nitpicks I have about this film. One, I wouldn't have the Jode house right on the main road like that. I probably wouldn't put Jode on the mailbox, considering they're, a cannibalistic killer family.
Yeah, but that was when it was already there from years before. Who cares?
Yeah, okay. I can forgive that then. But also, I would put a mask on him. I would go Leatherface.
Yeah, but
I would go Leatherface with him. They're cannibalistic
why would he
killers.
wear a mask?
Why would he wear a pasted on fucking
Why would he
beard?
look like Rob Zombie?
He looked like Rob Zombie and Watson had a mongoloid child. That's what it looked like. And that beard
like Luke Harper.
And that beard looked like it was glued on.
Oh, I didn't notice that. It was dark, so I didn't.
It was darker than his hair. The drapes did not match the curtains.
Oh, how's your snapper?
I will tell you, there's a couple good kills here. The best thing this movie does is that,
Kill
and again,
kill our final girl first.
Yes.
Awesome.
You set this up, but you set it up like she's the final girl, and that's the one unconventional thing that this thing does, really. Yeah. It's successful. The girl runs up, and you think, okay, it could be a heroic moment. Nope, she gets offed. Done.
That was good.
Like, what?
Very likable characters too. Very likable characters.
And yep. Sorry.
All of them.
But there's nothing else to be stood out as being memorable. I like the guy being used as bait. I'm not saying we haven't seen it before, but that was good because he was a likable character.
Yes.
And so a lot of that happens all at once.
I like all the characters. I like the fact that they care about each other. I even like the fact that our two shitty characters, this Johnny and Heather, even have a moment before they get killed off where they're like, where he kind of apologized to her for being such a dick to her. And, they talk about getting married and getting fat together and having kids. They even have like a moment of like, I love you. And so like, you don't even want to see them get killed. And
until she kills a dog.
Fucked up. Yeah, I fucked up. I said that was the other scene, the other unconventional scene where she kills the dog. And I thought that was
it's unconventional, but it's a good scene. Yeah, but it's an effective scene. It's like horrifying to watch.
Yeah, she wasn't happy about it.
I like that scene too. I because I feel like I undermine the movie by not mentioning that part as well. And the other great kill was the scene with the drill in the guy's back, that sort of hand crank.
Yeah.
Very effectively done and gory and cringy. I was like, oh, you could feel every twist and turn with it. So that was the other really effective kill. So, well done. It was my second time watching it too, and I enjoyed it more this time than the first time. First time was kind of blah, and I felt horrible about it because I know Bo was in kind of like that within the network, and like is the lead, like runs Legion Network and everything else, and I just like the script itself is fine. The movie, I was a little.
Oh, I like the movie. I don't like Bo, but I like the movie. I'm just kidding. No, I really enjoy this, man.
Yeah.
I think it pays great homage to the 80s. I think everything it does well. I'm kind of indifferent to the missing reel scene.
Me too.
I've thought about it. I like it, but at the same time, if they didn't have it, I would still like it.
I want to see the kill.
I want to know if that was.
It's not a kill. It's a fake out. It's the fake out for Jamie.
Oh, she doesn't die in that scene?
No, she doesn't die. She becomes the final. She escapes because he's coming up to her and she's got the trap on her foot, like the not the bear trap, but like the animal trap that closed on her foot. But they reference her early in the film when she's talking to the other kid on the bus about running track and running injured and how adrenaline takes over.
Yes.
So that's sort of like reference to her surviving and becoming the final girl in the end. So, I mean, what you would see is her escape, and then you would know. But by doing the missing reel thing, it kind of like, oh, cool little, homage, and she's dead, and maybe Marilyn will be the final girl, who I loved.
Me too.
Marilyn. Yeah.
Yes. And how about the names? Love all the names.
Yeah.
Every name is a director, and every female is the actress who played a final girl.
Yeah.
All in Nightmare, Halloween, and Friday. It's so cool.
Yeah, Adrian, Marilyn,
Marilyn,
Jamie,
Heather, and Jamie.
Yeah.
And then their respected directors.
Yeah.
Tobe, Toby, excuse me.
Toby.
Johnny. Johnny. And then they had Mr. Cunningham in there. Or, you know what I mean? They had Wes. And who was the other character in there? Friday, Nightmare.
Sean.
Sean. There you go.
Sean, yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Cunningham. Mr. C, right?
Yeah, but then they had a kid named Sean who was the one who was killed with the crank. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that was really cool. I have no issues with this film.
And the 80s was done right. The 80s was done right. I even liked that they had, and I'm going to guess here, I'm pretty sure that those were fake 80s songs, but they sounded like songs that would have been put out in the 80s. The rap tape that he puts in sounds like something from that era. The music they were playing on the bus throughout the movie, it all sounds like songs that would have been songs, produced in the 80s, but I don't think they're real 80s songs.
We need to find the rap tape from Sleepaway Camp 3. That needs to be in the trailer for our movie.
I don't think there was even I think someone just went like and like scratched the record behind it. I honestly think that's all they did for that.
There was some rap, but not that much. That would be
cool.
In
this movie there was rap. I'd Sleepaway Camp 3. I don't think there was anything.
Yeah, there was a little
I think it was just
yelling.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, but it only happens in the one scene. But that could be good for our trailer. No one would know where we lifted it. That'd be cool.
Dude, and even some homage, whether it's direct or not, to stuff like Fulci with the eye impaling,
Yeah, that was.
Anytime he said it was great. And then she even says, she's like, "No, he's dead. I heard his eye pop." That's like
2 movies with an eye impaling, and that was another good kill too.
Yeah.
Man, I watched these all last week, and I didn't take notes because I never do, and I forgot.
Because he doesn't care about you, listeners.
I make
don't give a fuck.
No, it's fine. It's just the way I do things. But that kill was good too. That kid was good too. I don't know what it is. I think something was missing though to make I'm definitely not enjoying it the way you guys are. It just kind of it just hovers there. It's fun to watch.
It made my top 50, I believe, and it would still make my top 50.
Right on. Oh, that's cool. I enjoyed it. I only had a problem at the end, and it would have a little bit of a higher rating. But this is what I don't get. The cop says, he gets to the end of the movie. He goes, "Oh, that's Junior Jode." And then he tells the story, which we heard before. They came, they went, they killed everybody. So how would he not know that Junior Jode survived? That part doesn't make any sense. And if it wasn't for that, I'd be a little higher. You know what I mean?
Yeah, did they reference that they never accounted for his body, or no? They never even reference that, do they?
That's what I'm saying. Because he said they came here and they killed them all. And then the guy said, he goes, "Well, I never thought I'd see that bad penny again," or something like that.
Bad penny.
So why would that's definitely something that Bo wrote. That's like the way he talks. But I mean, I could just see, I don't know. It doesn't make sense that they went there to kill this family who did all these killings, and they had this big to-do. Why would they just let one of them live and not know about it, that one survived? That's the only problem, is that in the plot. Other than that,
do you think would your enjoyment of this movie go down any more if they just took that scene right out and we just had these kids? Do we need it? Do we need to have a backstory? I mean, everybody's like, of course, that's the story, whatever. But this is what I wonder: does it take away from anything? Because to me, that seemed a little too late at the end. Yeah, I know we've done it. It was done in Psycho, and all the explanation was there in a different way. But in a slasher film, it seems kind of weird to me. It just seems weirdly placed in the film. And we're getting all this story when it comes in.
But I think it's just, again, an homage to the 80s, just to have like this crazy back story to this killer.
That's 80s slashers, freaking totally. Especially standalone ones. There's always a story about why, or this guy happened, or this was a cannibal family, or this or that. Whatever the hell, there's always a reason behind it. It's very rare that you just see a killer. I mean, yes, Slumber Party Massacre, the guy just escapes and goes out and kills. What's the other one? Fucking the one that I like that you guys didn't like, that takes place at the school. The college. Son of a
Final
bitch.
Exam?
Final Exam. There's no rhyme or reason to that killer. Okay, C doesn't like it. I knew someone doesn't like it. Okay.
I like that.
No. I guess I'm mistaken in just saying, like, sometimes it works, but like was this backstory necessary based on what we again, I guess I'm just being nitpicky. It didn't seem like it was necessary in the story that we were watching or in the movie that we were watching.
Well, you kind of get the backstory because the kids talk about it. So I guess I get what you're saying. You don't really need it. I just feel like for giving it to us with the kids talking about it and then with the sheriff talking about it, just I would have made him Leatherface. I would have made him much crazier and had him wearing. I would have had him paying homage to Leatherface also. That's the only thing. But because the characters are so well written and I care about all of them, I really didn't want to see any of them die. I was really genuinely upset at the end when they're like pretty much all dead. And
it was done well. And when the girl flips out, that was a nice touch.
Yeah,
she's in shock. Marilyn.
Yeah,
dude. That's good. And then what it leads to and everything, what she's saying, she touched upon it earlier, talking about fate and everything else. And of course, again, Marilyn talking, she wasn't the one talking, but that's a Texas Chainsaw thing, talking about fate and, Saturn is in retrograde.
Even more so. I mean, we're talking about a film that's saying it's an homage to the 80s, but the character, Marilyn and Toby, might as well have the killer just be Leatherface, just to add to it.
What about a sack?
I just wanted a mask. I don't necessarily, a sack or something. I didn't have to be a mask of flesh.
Come back to a fucking sack. Because they're cannibals. Why can't it be a sack? Why can't it be like a fucking, why can't it be two arms like his earrings?
Well, yeah, but that would have been cool. But still,
that would have been cool.
Imagine that, 2 arms. Or even 2 fingers. 2 fingers would be good. A finger on each fucking ear. That'd be cool. Wow, we'll do that. That'll be our killer.
How about wearing someone's neck as a necklace? This is my necklace.
Oh boy, it'd be made of like neck bones.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, that'd be cool. A neck bone necklace. Fuck
yeah.
Yeah, like the top of the vertebrae. And
that sounds like the name of a good heavy metal band. This is Neck Bone Necklace. I don't know if that sounds like the name of a heavy metal band.
Ram, change the name. Passive aggressor. It will be Neckbone Necklace moving forward. You thank Brandon for that.
Neckbone Necklace. But no, here.
We're Neckbone Necklace. Boo! Get the fuck off the stage!
This is a one-time happening. This is what I'm thinking, though. This Jode is the only one left, and he's there, and he's holding up camp, living off fucking the vegetation. He's pulling a Jason, too. You know what I mean? He's doing his thing. So he's not expecting people to... They only happen on this place this one time, and it's... The first thing was 77, so this is 84. So these years later, the bus happens to break down there, and these people happen on this house. Why would he be walking around with a mask on? It's more believable that he doesn't have a mask. That he's just a guy.
Okay, but I get a feeling that he's just foraging and living in the woods behind his house.
But why wear a mask?
And I'm thinking of my enjoyment of the movie.
Because I'm thinking he's still killing secretly and eating people and probably leaving the flesh behind. Their faces, anyway.
Dave, you make a perfect point, and you're right.
No, he's not. He kills the hobo right at the beginning of the movie. Who's in his house. He comes back to his house and kills us. There's a perfect opportunity to put a face on. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying it doesn't matter. It's a setup right there. Right at the very beginning.
Wasn't that 77 when they showed the stuff in the beginning? That was originally went down in 1977.
Well, then he could have a fucking hobo's face on his fucking face.
This is after the fallout.
Well, we could have a 7-year-old mask. It'll probably age better than the Myers mask.
It would seem forced. To me, having a mask on a killer in a slasher just seems forced unless there's a reason for it. He doesn't have to hide his identity because he's a recluse in the woods. It's different. Jason had a mask on because he was deformed. That's different. He's embarrassed of his... It's just a thing. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Jason didn't do good at arts and crafts. He can never cut that second eye hole out.
Where were these guys going again? I mean, I forgot, but it seems like, isn't this
I forgot.
They were going to her father's cabin.
Yeah.
His father's cabin.
Okay. And so that's why they got lost after dark.
Yes.
They didn't even get lost. They just broke down.
The fucking principal finds them at a drop of it just seems like they're not really that far off the beaten track. Like, I mean, there's some story elements that I feel like are just good.
Look, he's a military man. He can't track a bus.
Yeah, but he doesn't know what direction they're going in. You got to find that out first and foremost.
No, he saw them driving off. He saw them
so
going
you
out
think
of school.
because he sees someone driving down the street, he's going to know every fucking direction from that moment on? Of course not.
They were on one road the whole time. I assume he saw them pull onto 95, and he just decided, okay, they went south on 95, I'm going south on 95.
But he
went to their dad's house first to find out what happened.
Right. He was going other places.
And then he went back and was like, all right, I'm heading south down 95 or whatever the name of the road is, and I'm going to find them. And there's the bus right on the main road. That was my issue with having the Jode house on the main road, because they're clearly on a main road for that type of area, even though it's very backwoodsy. That's a main road.
It's a country road, yeah.
It's a country road, but it's like a country main road. It's not like they're off the beaten track. Beaten trail?
Beaten path.
Beaten path.
Yeah.
What?
I don't know.
Why did they beat the path?
Beaten trail. Look at this.
Beaten trail. I don't know. The path is always beaten.
Yeah, I believe the path is always beaten. Why did they beat the path?
Because it's dating that guy that dated Sarah Michelle Gellar in fucking the other movie.
Yeah, I'm naming my first child Path. I beat him.
Pathfinder. So, man, how about when the girl says, "I want to be eaten
or
by
track,
beaten track,
the beaten
or
track.
path." The path is right too.
Maybe
I've never
Jamie,
heard any.
who ran track on a beaten track, and that's why she hurt herself.
I've never heard anybody say off the beaten track. Ever. I
feel like I've heard off the beaten track. I've definitely heard off the beaten path. I feel like I've heard off the beaten trail. Maybe not.
Trail.
Can you do the cock of the walk on the beaten path?
No, you'll scrape it all up.
Cock of the walk. How about when the girl says, "I don't want to be eaten by a cannonball"?
Cannonball, yeah, that's great. Great little comedic moment.
Yeah, it was cute. Yeah, you know. And the POV, you got a little POV. You got those good fake songs. Oh, that thing looked like the TCM ornaments totally. When they went to that one and they saw all the different ornaments and they see that one piece that's there, it looks a lot like the design of the TCM one when the first girl falls into the thing where the chicken is and all that shit. You know what I'm talking about? She starts coughing.
My wife won't let us say that in the house. And she gets so mad now because my daughter and I do it every time we're like, "What's for dinner tonight?" Chicken. She's like, "Nope." Like I'm fucking out.
That's great. Chicken.
And my one daughter does that all the time now with me, and it's not being accepted.
It's not being accepted.
Amazing.
No dinner.
And that scene with Mr. C was really good because he's talking all that shit and he gets killed. Oh yeah, rah rah. He's a fucking, hours in Nam and all this shit. And
dude,
he says all the fucking slurs.
Yeah. He's really throwing around the slurs, but it's perfect because it's for his age and that time period. Absolutely,
correct. That's the character.
But man, no movie ever does this. I've never seen a severed head look right. But then again, I'm not sure what a severed head would actually look like, but I feel like it never looks right in the movie.
It's tough to do. You're right.
It's very tough to do.
Yeah.
I didn't dislike it in this movie. It just looked like it didn't look bloody at all.
Joe Spinell's looks okay when they rip it off in Maniac.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some more modern films that have gotten the severed head looking better.
Well, that's what we'll do on episode 150. We'll have a tournament.
It'll be in our movie.
The top 10.
Heads talking about severed heads.
Yeah. Top 10 severed heads.
Top 10 severed heads featuring the music of the Talking Heads.
We'll do it all. Episode 150. It's a party. We're gonna have the top 10 final girls. The the top 10 hottest final girls. We'll do it all.
And top 5 neck bone necklace songs. Chicken.
Yeah, but didn't it look like that thing that's hanging in that one room when the girl's coughing and there's the chicken feathers and the ones?
Yeah, you're right. Even more reason to have the killer just be Leatherface. Leatherface-ish.
How about Featherface? It could be all the birds he killed.
Yeah, and he just runs around. He just runs into the room, and before he kills someone, he goes,
Featherface.
Featherface. He likes chickens.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
That'll be in our movie.
That'll be in our movie.
Featherface. Why not? You know?
Oh my
shit.
lord, that's fucking hilarious.
Not bad, huh? Featherface. But that pitchfork kill was good. That girl after she killed the dog, that was another good kill.
Great kill. And then the kid under the car.
Yeah.
Good kills. And the fact that Toby, he's not, you don't see him get killed. He's just being tormented, hanging up there by that razor wire, and eventually he's dead. Like, that's even more horrifying than seeing a kill because he's such a nice guy. And then when Marilyn gets killed, her heads get bashed against a tree and her head's all bloody. Really solid kills, solid characters, and a fun little 80s type ending.
Yes.
Very TCM with Jamie driving by in the car and like the back of the ambulance, seeing the coroner on the side of the road and just like freaking out the way, the way they freak out at the end of TCM.
And the ultra slow pan into her screaming mouth.
Oh, come on.
I like that. How about the one kid? We're gonna do that in our movie then. That'll be the end of our movie. Christian doing that. Aww. It's a dick goes in it. What an animal. A severed dick gets thrown into his mouth. Like street trash. They can cut off Junior and fucking throw it in your direction.
And then I start stumbling around. I'm like, whoa!
Yeah.
Stuck in my face. And someone's like, look! He's doing the cock or the walk!
There you go. B can say that. What a great way to end a movie. My cock in your mouth.
Now there's the line of the show. What a great way to end the movie. My cock in your mouth.
Not even a horror movie anymore.
That's a great horror ending, though. A severed dick going into someone's mouth. Ooh, you don't see that. Slow pan. Oh, shit. You know what
Isn't that the guy from Big Trouble in Little China? Slow pan?
That was,
that was low pan.
That was Big Penis and Little Vagina, actually. Wrong movie.
Featuring Slow Pan.
That's the statutory holiday movie. Big Penis and Little China.
That's in our movie, featuring Slow Pan.
Oh,
you know, it was nice to see the guy give the arm. No one does the arm anymore. Like in the 80s, everyone used to give the arm as much as the finger.
Yeah.
Fucking arm. Somebody gave it. I'm going to bring the arm back. I'm going to do it in traffic or something. I like the arm.
I could do it in traffic.
Well, that's when you were most likely to do it, I guess. Although then you got to take your hands off
You
the
take
wheel.
both hands off the wheel and then you're fucking stranded in the Jode's place.
That was good. And how about this? Bugles in a box. I forgot that bugles came in a box.
Yeah.
This movie.
Yeah,
they used to in a bag.
Yeah, now they're in a bag. Yeah.
But
in they were in a box when they first came out, and I forgot about it.
Wait, they come in a bag now?
Yeah.
Oh,
Canada made a big comeback? It's true, though.
Fucking
Canada
Bugles in a box, milk in a bag. What the fuck are you guys doing up there?
No, bugles in a bag. Everything's in a bag in Canada.
What the fuck's with you guys?
Well, bugles in a bag in the States, too.
Bugles in a bag. That should be the name of our heavy metal band.
Bugles
Fuck
in a
Neckbone
bag.
Necklace, Bugles in a bag.
Milk.
That's actually Bugles in the Bag sounds like the first singles from Neckbone Necklace.
Right, I was gonna say that. Bugles in a bag. Shit. But yeah, this is what you want in a slasher. You got some nice kills. You got kids that are not annoying. You care about them. It's just right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not amazing, but it's a fun ride. I dig it.
Christian seems to be really bothered by an open mouth
surprised.
in the movie.
I'm surprised Christian didn't like it more. I really am, because he likes
okay.
a lot
It
of
was
modern
good.
slashers.
It was good. I think my problem comes with the. I'd like to know the budget of it because it just seemed to be. I wish they had a little bit more money, I guess, to work with. It was fun for what it was. It was enjoyable. It just didn't blow me away.
I'd like to blow you away.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I'd be like, I'll go 6.5 out of 10.
That's not bad.
It was.
That's not terrible.
I'm gonna do something I haven't done in a while.
3/4 rating?
I'm gonna give a quarter. Yeah, I'm gonna give a 7.25. I can't give 7.5 because of the end, because of the whole thing about the Jode and how I would have given it a 7.5. I was on my way to it, and then that thing at the end with what he says about fucking Jode, and I never thought I'd see him again, and why wouldn't he know that he was still alive if he was the guy that was on the scene? That's my only problem.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do what Dave couldn't do. 7.5.
There you go. That's one bad penny I never thought I'd see again.
Junior Jode.
Junior Jode. Featherface. Yes, it brought us Featherface, didn't it?
Yeah. And you don't get a Reading credit.
Oh.
Thank you.
Oh. Oh, they're talking about our movie, and you don't get a Reading credit. Oh, shit. Featherface, come on. Oh. So that leaves one more movie. I have a feeling that Christian's going to blow this one.
Oh, God, he is.
This might be the one.
This might be the Blowfest.
It's not a blowfest, but it's a definitely a solid modern slasher film. This is the one everybody's like, well, we don't get the movies we never got in the past. Here's one. Here it is. They give it to you, and I love the ending of this one. Now, I wish there was a little bit more. Again, second act, something does happen. It's almost good until she gets stuck on that ride.
What movie are we talking about?
Oh, sorry, I forgot we have a
Chicken. All right, Hellfest from 2018. Oh, man, my blood's boiling. He liked the ending. Stupidest fucking ending ever. Okay, a mass serial killer turns a horror-themed amusement park into his own personal playground, terrorizing a group of friends while the rest of the patrons believe that it is all part of the show. Ooh. Ooh.
I mean, it's got every element that you want from an 80s slasher film, and it looks good. The characters, even the characters that you don't necessarily think you're gonna like, kind of redeem themselves. Like that girl, the roommate of her friend from high school, like when she comes to visit and she calls her high or grade school or whatever. She coins her the nickname and whatever. She's like everyone from Scream series.
That's what I thought it was her. I was like, this is not the girl from fucking Scream 4. I had to stop it fucking halfway through.
The Scream series, the TV series.
Oh, and you know what? When I saw the first season of the Scream series, I thought that she was also the girl from Scream 4, the same one, Hayden, whatever the hell her name was, from Scream 4, the girl that, the horror fan with Suspiria.
No, that's Hayden Panettiere. This is Bex.
Go.
This is Bex something. I forgot her name, but who plays Taylor in this. The characters are fine in this. There's nothing wrong with the characters. I don't like the writing in this. I think the settings are fantastic. The set pieces are great. I think they're underutilized in terms of kills. And I find the ending to just be absolutely stupid.
I love
really
that.
Think it's stupid.
I think it's stupid.
Cool.
I like a great capper ending.
I think it's stupid.
I watched this with my daughter, and she agreed. It suffers the same sort of thing. It's like an adrenaline shot in the second act to get it to the third act, and I think that it's a
little slow.
That's my only set up until that ride stalls, and then when they get out of that ride, it's a little too much back and forth. Where's the friend? Is he going to show up? Oh, and it just feels like there's just a little too much that either could have been trimmed, although it's a short movie, or they needed another kill of some sort. A couple. I think that's my major critique is it needed at least one, maybe two more, as you said. But also they have the theme park abandoned, or like everybody is able to evacuate it in like record time. It's like Godzilla that came out back in like 98 or whatever like that, where they had to get New York evacuated, and the next scene, like there's nobody in New York anymore. You're like,
that's immediately what I thought of when I thought of this film. I thought this is on par with Godzilla 98.
Stupid my works. I drew a comparison.
Shit, what does this remind me of again? What's the one with the big fucking lizard walking around New York?
From the scene from it being like people kind of like realizing that there's a killer, which I don't understand why him stabbing that girl and in rapid speed, people still don't think it's a prank. But that time, everybody thinks it's real, and they skedaddle and they start screaming, and then before you know, one scene after, everybody's abandoned, and it's like the two of them walking through that haunted house again by themselves.
Dude, how do these girls always get separated from the friends? Like the one who calls him an asshole. Next thing you know, she's like, "Please help me. This is not part of the show." Like that writing felt awful. And like the main girl, what was the main girl's name? Natalie. She's just like looking at them. She's like, "What are you waiting for? Go ahead, do it." Even though she's skeptical. Right. Like, no, this is not part of the show. Don't do it. Like, what happened to that girl's friends?
Oh. What do you mean? Oh, yeah, you're right. Maybe he killed them already. She was the last girl.
She's right there under that arrow. Like, oh my god.
Well, wait a minute. She could have been the final girl for another movie. Why not?
She might be the killer.
That's zero.
That doesn't bother me.
They have the bright colors. That seems to be everybody's big favorite thing now. If you like Mandy and everything else, there's like bright, vibrant colors.
It's okay, but it's manufactured here. It's part of an amusement design. It has to be colorful to keep the viewer engaged.
If it's part of an amusement design, why wasn't I amused?
I don't know why you weren't amused.
I don't know. It was okay. It was all right. I liked it. I liked the movie. I was surprised.
I like the haunts.
The haunts were fine too.
The funniest part of it is this doesn't have any different rating that I've given. Like, I mean, all in the same ballpark, all three movies. There's nothing that elevates this to fantastic. It's fun, it's good, and everybody shits on, oh, there's no modern slashers. Well, here's one, and it was good. It was good. It wasn't great. It needed, like, I like that mallet kill. It's the first time I watched it.
That's the only good kill.
I wasn't fond of
it was great.
There's two movies with eye piercing. And that eye piercing is fucking sick as well. We had like two movies in a row I watched with slashers that had eye piercings in them, like Fulci-esque. That guy gets a syringe right in the eye, and it's good.
Yep, I agree. Great eye piercing.
Okay. That's okay. Yes. But I feel like the mallet one is the only one that at least takes from like the settings there. Like he grabs like a prop from like the room that he has him trapped in, even though I think it's the locker room.
I agree with you.
He brought his own knife. Who cares? He wants to kill people with a knife.
Well, he did bring his own knife. He grabbed the knife from the drink stand or whatever instead.
Like bringing a gun.
But what I want to know is, no, you're right, Brandon. Again, I agree. That could have elevated it like one more, like when they fake out the kill of the decapitation.
Yeah.
That would have been perfect because they're using something on display right there. And it would have been kind of cool to have the mass one because really at the end of the day, the hysteria, starts mere minutes after they do the fake out because she's cut at that point, gets out, and then the guy helps her. And then that's where they do the double kill. And then the whole park evacuates. Yeah. So why not just have her get decapitated and then work it into something else? I agree. There could have been some other aspect of the theme park that could have been used as a kill, but I don't hold the movie like I'm not. It doesn't take away.
It just takes so long to build to that point, and like you said, they're aware that this guy's following them, and they're aware even though they know they're at a haunted attraction and that these people are there to fuck with them. I think they're aware that that's not normal. And it takes them forever to go to security, and of course security's useless. And it's like any normal person would have left at this point.
Well, that's the thing. They could have left, but the friends are really like, come on, we can't go yet, and all this shit. And I feel like they do it just when you're like, go talk to somebody. She does. And then the guy's like, look, you paid to get scared, and you're getting scared. I thought that was a great line of dialogue.
True. I agree.
So I think they cover that would be like, I would have their complaint, but then they do it. And I feel like they give you a good line to allow it to continue. And then all shit hits the fan. I just feel like there's the missing reel that we got the actual visual of in the last movie. I feel like there's something missing to connect the mass hysteria of everybody leaving to like them running into that haunted house. I just wish there was a better connection there.
Oh man, when the friend says, "Oh, I think this is the exit," and it's so clearly like the huge opening to a haunted house. It's like, are you kidding me? Like anywhere else is the exit except this one little place. Let's go hide behind the chainsaws.
Yeah.
But-
I don't know. Here's what I noticed about this movie. I think it would have been. This is a nitpick, but I think it would have improved the movie, and not just this movie. Some modern slashers. It would have been better without the booming noises in the scares. You know what I mean? Every time you see, like they're walking, you see the mysterious thing, and it pans over, and you see the guy, and then you hear boom, and then it pans to the killer. Don't you think it'd be creepier just to have fucking nothing there, no music, just there's a killer lurking, like
occasionally, but then I mean,
Yes.
you always get stingers in the early '80s and all the '80s slashers that we like.
A
Creepier
little
if there were
thing, yes.
multiple killers.
a little thing, but this is like a boom on your sound. It's like boom, and even in Halloween, all they had to do was a little tiny fucking key. You know what I mean? That's something. That's why there's no more suspense. They don't give you any tools to aid in suspense. They want to take it all away. That's what I told my daughter. I go, this is the difference between a modern slasher and an old one. They can't be scary anymore because they're like arrows pointing. Be afraid. Here's a noise. Here's this. It's almost
every horror movie except for maybe the select few that we've pulled out that say that they're dealing more with a feeling of dread. And the two that come to mind again recently were Hereditary and the Dark and the Wicked. That
different type of movie.
That's exactly it. For a slasher movie, I want fun, and this brought back the fun slasher. This is the more fun movie out of all three of them. In my opinion, this is the fun one.
This is the least fun to me.
Wow, I find that like you get the whodunit aspect one of I Know What You Did Last Summer, and then you get kind of the more serious toned one in Lost After Dark, and this is just the more fun, like just you could throw it on, and this has replay value for me, just from a very simple slasher process. I'm not saying it's a great movie, but it's a fun slasher.
It seems to move
It needed
slower.
more kills.
Believe it or not, even the first act, and I'm not knocking the movie. I enjoyed the movie. I don't know why. It just seems like it kind of moved at a snail's pace for a while. Like the first
one of the longest 80-minute movies ever.
The first 30 minutes, it took too long. It just took too long for anything to happen. I just would have wished. I can't sit here and tell you what I think is missing. Maybe a kill. Maybe a couple things of the killer along the way doing something. I don't know what it is, and I like the characters.
More killings. More killings is what you're. No, it's what you're saying. See. So Last After Dark had more killings, and that was the slowest moving movie to me out of all of them.
Oh, really? I disagree. Killings. It moved quick to me. Wow. Because it bounced around. You know what it is? See, I like when the movies bounce around. You have these two characters here. You have these two characters here. That's what the new, what do you call it, does, by the way? A Quiet Place. And that's going to divide some people. Where in the first movie, it was the family. And in the second movie, there's a separation, and we see these two here and these two here, and it's the back and forth. Of course, they use it well, but that's another story. I'm just saying that in this movie, when you just see the two girls and the two guys going through the haunted houses, and even the build up to, hey, let's go here, let's go there, and they're all walking together down the thing. It's fine, but for some reason, and I can't tell you why, I just feel like something is missing, and I wish that when things start really rolling, that there's a little more separation or something. I can't put my finger on it, and I'm not knocking the movie. I just feel that it felt like it moved slower.
Yeah, because they have all this great set design, all this great pieces to utilize and make a great slasher film with, but we're focusing on these characters who are okay at best, and they're just bullshitting back and forth. You like so-and-so, I like so-and-so, blah, blah, blah. Grade school, oh, I like you now, let's drink. It's just like, come on. Get to it. Have some kills in here. Not just stabbing either. Not just stabbing. Use the fucking set pieces. The guillotine was cool. I like the gold guillotine.
Well
they should have. They should have.
What are you talking? They stabbed the first person. Use a mallet on the one guy, a syringe on the other guy, the guillotine on the last, and then stab. Like I get it. There should have been another death. I'm not saying it's perfect. Again, at the end of the show, I'm just saying I'm a 7 out of 10. I'm 6.5, 7, and 7. All the ratings have been in the same area. This has just was the more fluffy, fun to watch. I could definitely, I'll watch this once a year type thing.
I'll watch once and never.
I'm not done, but I'll say the same thing. I'm 7 out of 10 too. That's fine. I'm fine with the movie. I just like the least of the three. It felt like
fun,
it was
yeah.
missing something, but I still, again, I like slashers. You know what I mean? That's what I like to sit and watch, and I will watch it because it's a slasher and it's decent enough that it's entertaining to me. It's fine. I'll put it on. It is like a Halloween month thing. I'll probably watch it like every other year or something like that. I'll put it on. It's fine. And the guillotine thing I liked because it was realistic. For once in a movie, it didn't work because I don't think it would work that way with one that small and everything.
Stuck. It was a little bit more
cool.
Yeah.
Yes, it's done well. Even the thing on stage, they took us along for that ride. At first, I'm like, wait a minute. Are they really going to behead her on the stage? Is there going to be a little switcheroo here and they're going to behead her and people are going to run away screaming? That would have been cool. We've seen it before, but that would have been cool. No, that's not what happened. Then they go backstage and they try it again. And the fact that she gets away, I was not expecting that. And then when you get the double kill in the crowd, that was all good. I did like that.
Wouldn't it have been better if he killed her with the dull guillotine behind her? He's jumping on and forcing her, and she's screaming, and it's there's blood. That would have been better. No, instead she escapes, and it's a double snap. Stupid.
I agree with you, B. But if they're not going to do that, at least do something in front of the crowd like that, where it's okay that they had a 2-for-1.
And the reason why the guy
with
the guy with the eye kill doesn't even I don't even care about it is because he was with his friend. He was with the other guy, and then all of a sudden, the other guy's outside.
Because it splits. It gives you different routes to go in these. They
were together, though. They were literally together. They didn't even show them split.
They do, I think. There's like
I
one shot, but I agree. Like the guillotine scene could have been. We got the head fake, or the no pun intended, the fake out, and then he jumps on it, or he tries to do it, and it gets stuck in her, and then he has to rejig it and then push it down and use his boots because they love cutting to those boots. Use those boots and they just stamp it on it till her head actually does pop off, and then it should have come through the curtains and then land on the ground, and someone sees it and screams.
Yes.
And then that draws pandemonium, but then the crowd goes because they know her friend's up there, and the guy could have gotten stabbed maybe more brutally, like up through the, like one of the old Maniac ones, through there and up to the mouth, whatever it may be, through the temples.
Or the Maniac remake.
Yes.
Kill in Maniac remake.
That's what I meant. Did I say with Maniac remake? That's what I meant.
He said old Maniac, but it's okay.
Maniac remake, whatever. So
then
and again, what could have been in all these movies is there's always something that could be approved on based on our eyes and everything else that we would like to see. But what we got, I definitely liked it a lot, and I feel like a lot of people, you shit on this right when it came out, Brandon. I remember you were not a fan out of the gate with this movie. I think I actually went up. This is the third time I've watched it, and I think I was probably at a 6.5 the first time I watched it. Like, that was okay. And I watched it last Halloween, and I really enjoyed it a lot more. And then now I watched it again, and I'm like, well, a lot more. And now I like say 7 out of 10, perfectly enjoyable slasher. I wish there was more kills.
It needed more kills. It needed better kills. They needed to utilize the set design more. Characters could have been a little bit better, but that ending, I
do love that ending.
I don't know how you don't like that.
I just don't love it. It just feels, by the time I get to the end of this, because this felt like it dragged on, I'm like, oh, wow, he's humming Pop Goes the Weasel the whole time because he has a kid who's old enough now where he probably hasn't sang Pop Goes the Weasel in 20 years.
What? I don't think Pop Goes the Weasel has anything to do with the fact that he has a kid at all. It just seems to be a song that he whistles.
He whistles it because he probably used to sing it to his daughter before he put her to bed.
Or maybe that was in his mind that day. I might be whistling a fucking song.
They're doing it to make it seem like he has a childlike quality, almost like he's gonna be like this slow, crazy, inbred type killer. But then at the end, you find out he's a family man who has a child, but the daughter looks like she's about 10 years old, clearly too old to enjoy Pop Goes the Weasel anymore. And he has his collection of masks from all the other fucking haunts. Fucking
my
15-year-old
daughter, who's almost 16, loved it. This was her reaction.
Yeah.
She loved it. She thought, oh my God, she thought that elevated even more. Like, oh my God, he's not a psycho. He's a fucking dad.
He is a psycho and a dad. That's the best part of it.
4.5 out of 10.
Whoa. Yeah.
Terrible.
I liked the ending. In the mask, did you see the mask they were there? They had the mask they had a Twilight Zone mask from the mask episode, kind of. It was done with intent. It looked like one of the Twilight Zone masks. The other mask looked like the Red Devil from Scream Queens, the television show, and there was another mask that looked a little bit like what the hell was it? Was it Your Next or was it The Strangers? I forgot, but the masks are made to look a certain.
Well, wasn't one of them from the Orange Grove Fair from like 3 years earlier, where he kills the other girl at the beginning, he stabs her? Too much stabbing. Oh man, what a waste!
I agree. I agree with some of your critiques. I do. It could have been better, but I still enjoy the movie for what it was. But yes, I would have preferred some of the things we talked about. But it doesn't hinder. Like, I'll tell you what. Again, all these movies have a good chase, a good climax. Another old school climax in this movie when she's running around and they have those dummies with the masks on. That's cool. Maybe I'm just a sucker for fucking shit like that. That takes it back to the 80s slashers with being in a room with a bunch of not knowing where the killer is. That's like one of the things I like about. Yeah, those masked dummies. Those fucking. They're not mannequins.
His daughter's gonna be pissed when she finds out that he went to the fair without him. Without her.
That should have been a complaint. She saw like a ticket stub or something. Dad!
Well, she finally saw his mask collection. She said, Dad, you have all these cool masks from all these fairs you go to. Why can't I come? Because I'm killing them.
I seem to remember when this came out that there was a thought process that if it was successful, there was already talk or thought of what he wanted to do for a follow-up or sequel. But because this bombed in the theater or didn't do well, I think it actually bombed, that they just nixed the idea of a sequel.
Here's the problem. This is what happened with the 90s fucking slashers. Ruined modern day slashers for the box office. Because people do not want to go to the box office to see a movie like this in this day and age that could just pop up on Netflix. That's what this is. This Hellfest movie is something that you would see coming on streaming, coming on Shudder. If people go see a slasher at the theater, they want it to be a franchise, a la Halloween, another Halloween. Movies like Terrifier and this are not going to come to the theater and be successful. The only way you're going to get a successful slasher at a theater now is by putting fucking, not A-listers, but putting known people in the movies and have the right fucking advertisement. And they do not. That's what happens. Movies like this will never.
I think it has to be a franchise film almost to be even successful.
I think Brandon might be right. I think it has to be Halloween or Friday the 13th.
Or a 90s slasher aesthetic. Something along the lines of, we're gonna put, who's a star now? That's, you know what I mean? Put a younger star in it from a television show or a drama or a sitcom. Something. You know what I mean? Put them in the movie and have it look a certain way, and let's create a cool-looking killer. And then maybe. But that's because of what happened in the 90s. And it's not, that's what they want to see. It
Two
sucks,
of my most favorite recent slashers are Hellfest and Haunt. Both of them taking place in like...
Haunt is fantastic. I love Haunt.
Haunt. Is that the one that had a horrible ending? Talk about a horrible...
Oh, I like that ending.
Yeah,
because it's impossible to happen. It would never fucking happen. There's no way to find out where somebody lives. Unless you stole
There's no way to find out where somebody lives.
No. A random person that you attack at a fucking haunt, you're not going to know where they live. You're not going to be able to show up.
Your driver's licenses, didn't they?
Very easy to find out where someone lives. I could probably find out where anyone lives. Okay, give me a name.
So you're a killer in a fucking haunted house. You're going to go and Google blonde girl, 36, 24, 36, this area. Get the fuck out of here.
They had their phones and they had at least a signature of, like the waiver form. So they had names and everything else. Like you don't have a name. You have a name. I can almost say no issue. Just with the name. No issue.
You have a name of somebody.
Why would he know her name? He knows did he? Hold on, maybe I'm wrong about Haunt. Did the killer in Haunt run the haunted house? Was he the boss of it or something? Is that what the reveal was?
It was all those fucked up guys that some of them are hired just for the season, but it's like, I think two of the main guys are fucking killed.
There's like 2 or 3 of them that are basically killing everyone.
They kill 1 or 2 of them, and then the third one. Remember the faces are all fucked up. They take off the mask and they work worse.
I'll go back and watch it.
That's cool. They had like those you can have those body modifications done now to make yourself look like that. I like that you take off the mask and they're more terrifying without the masks on.
Yeah,
that's
I know.
Awesome.
I'm not saying it's a critique. That's just the reality of it.
Yeah.
And no offense to anybody out there that has those like fucking hoop earrings that your ear dangles down to here.
Or you could stick Junior through there.
Yeah, I put my bag of milk. I just stick the two bags through my hooped ears.
Chocolate in one and skim in the other.
Yeah, skim. Homogenized, motherfucker.
Homogenized.
Anyway, yes, I think it is the one you're thinking of, Dave, but I have no problem with that ending. But that's a superior slasher for sure. But I'm just saying those have been like two favorites of recent years.
Stage Fright.
The last few years, yeah.
Oh yeah, I'd rather watch Stage Fright.
Yeah, me
honestly.
too.
Yes.
Stage Fright was way longer. Was that's
2014?
Okay.
2014.
And Town That Dreaded Sundown, same year.
Yeah,
I got those two.
On Blue.
Yeah, me too.
No question.
And yeah, no, that's great. No, that's a totally different. I'm just saying in the last 3 years. In the last years, those would probably be the two. Yeah, in the last decade, there's been a shit ton that are way above it.
It's better now. You're right.
Hellfest, depending on, again, with that 7 rating, maybe hovering. If we take off the franchises and everything and we have to redo our slasher list, could it go? It just depends on how many are hovering at that 7 range that are vying for those spots. It could seep in.
It's 4.5 for me, so I don't think it's seeping into anything.
No.
That's for sure. Seeping into your fucking bunghole.
Nope, because I'm wearing a mud flap today. Mud flapping. I don't know. You know what it is?
Mud flapping.
Maybe if you go with the ending where it turns out he's a father, maybe if they somehow had it where they're exiting the amusement park in a more reasonable fashion, other than like C pointed out, where it's like cleared out in 2 seconds. Maybe he meets his wife and daughter back at the end. She's like, "Are you guys okay? Let's go home." Like maybe that would have been cooler for me.
Like he gets the mask,
I agree.
drops it, drops it, and then he meets them. He goes, "There you guys are."
Yeah.
Because it's like, "Where have you been?" Or whatever. There's nothing. You're like, "Daddy." And then
because when he goes home, another thing that really bothered me about, and I forgot to point it out, and it was a major critique that I wrote down, is he gets stabbed at the end when he's fighting with them. So he gets hurt. You see the pool of blood on the floor, and then when he walks into the house, he gives her the toy and he bends down. He looks like there's nothing wrong with him. He's not even clutching himself. Yeah. But I like that he gives the toy that the other kid won for the girl.
Yes.
Toy, that was cool. So he held on to that for the whole movie, which was cool.
And that girl, by the way, I don't know if anybody watches Snowfall, but it's a really good show, and this is
only during the winter.
Listen.
What is Poltergeist going on here? Fucking
house? Look at his house. Whoa! Holy cow!
They're here.
Totally Poltergeist. Holy cow! Whoa! And cocky mouth.
If Zelda Rubinstein walks in right now and sticks her dick in your mouth, that would be the top. That would top it all up.
Amazing. No, but check out Snowfall, man. It's a really good show. It takes place in the 80s. It's about the rise of crack cocaine. Yep. It's really cool. But there's a girl on it, and she's like the love interest of the main guy, and she lives next door to him. Beautiful, beautiful girl. And I'm watching this movie. I'm 10 minutes in. I'm like, man, this girl looks familiar. And I go, holy cow. I go, look at her. I go, this is Melody. But for some reason, her hairdo in this one, it took me time to get used to her. It didn't look like, I don't know. It wasn't the most becoming on her. But she's a really good actress, beautiful girl. But anyway, she was in this.
She might not be coming, but I'd be coming.
Tony Todd reprising his role as the freaking not reprising his role, but doing what he does on stage. But hearing his voice, it takes me back to Final Destination 3 when he does the voice on the ride for the roller coasters. That's the only one he didn't appear in. What's so funny? What?
I'm just laughing at Tony Todd.
Oh, okay. When he was on stage with the makeup, it was good stuff. But he didn't mention Tony Todd. You got to mention him.
Yeah, got it.
And the Sackhead kids, that was kind of cool. And the one haunted house that they were in, they had Sackhead kills, and I don't know. I thought it was funny at the end when she's like, "I won't tell anybody. Let me go. I won't tell anybody."
Yeah, everything going on in the background is so much cooler than what's going on in the forefront. I think that's where my major critique is of this. It's like when they're in the deform school, one of the characters after like a couple of minutes in there says, "Oh, this is lame." Like, no, this isn't. This is awesome. No, everything going on in there.
I agree.
I'm like, that's awesome. Like, do some kills in here. Like, bring the characters into the attraction so that, like, most of the kills are, no, we're not part of this, so that you don't know what's real and what's not.
Wouldn't it have been great though if they went back? You know how he uses that first girl and she's dangling, she gets hung up, and they think it's a prop and whatever. Wouldn't it have been great though at the end if you find out there's been definitely more carnage that's happened because he stalks them, but like maybe time's gone on or whatever. So when they come through that final haunted house, everybody like there's like 5 people strapped up, but they're all real at that point.
Yeah, that
would have been
awesome.
kind of cool. Yeah, for the big finish. The big finish. But I agree, Brandon. They should have at least.
Marco?
The big finish. Nice. Awesome.
He should have at least addressed his wound. I think like he could have literally like bandaged himself up.
I don't feel like this is a below 5. I'm coming up to a 5. It's a 5. It's not a below 5 movie. It's a 5 out of 10.
That's fair.
I'm glad that we kept talking.
Yeah. See.
All right, 4.5.
What's it going to take to get you to a 6?
How about this? How about the end? Like your ending with the reveal of them still being at his family, his like wife and daughter could be at the friggin' thing, and they could have done it it could have been a Saw reveal. And they go back and they show them in the ride when he's in the ride at the same time, and they go over here.
Yeah.
I think almost every movie could benefit from a Saw ending with the music.
I would love. Every movie would automatically go up 2 points if they had the Klauser music playing and a big reveal at the end, even if the big reveal was stupid.
Like Schindler's List. Imagine that with like this big reveal. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun.
I could have saved more. I could have saved more. Game over. And then cut to the scene of them walking to the actual graves of the victims. Oh God.
Gotta end our movie that way with a Saw reveal.
Wait, that's in our movie.
Everything's in the movie, except for the movie.
Is anyone writing down any of the things that are in our movie? Because there are about 12,000 things in our movie.
I'm telling you, that's all this show is gonna end up doing. It's gonna come to form.
We should have been making a list the whole time because I bet some of the stuff that we forgot early on is hilarious.
We gotta go back and listen and write it down.
Listeners, go back. You'll get a co-writing credit.
Yeah.
There you go.
Get on it. The big finish.
After it says story by Boom Boom Boom, written by Boom 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 Boom.
Yeah. Everything. It'll be like Paranormal Activity.
Executive produced. Yeah.
You
may get a co-executive produced credit.
I want you to put that as the actual name of our writer. Boom Boom Boom. Like it actually says Boom Boom Boom.
Yeah, but then the boom guy is gonna get pissed.
Yeah. The boom guy, the boom mic. Yeah.
Boom Mike Merriman.
Yeah.
Oh boy. We'll have to put all this stuff on.
Yeah, Boom Mike Merriman, and he's sleeping.
Yeah. Snooze Mike Merriman. Yeah.
Snooze Mike.
Oh boy, I tell you.
Neil posted a funny gif in the or meme, whatever the hell they are, in the Fresh Cuts chat. He posted it's like Mike's head on like this old timey, it looks like the Renaissance period, and the woman says, "You look tired," and it's Mike's face, and it just says, "No, I'm just ugly." It was just the funniest fucking thing ever. I nearly shit myself laughing from this. Neil's a funny guy.
Good old Neil.
Good old Nudie.
Well, I guess we gotta be out.
Wow,
next,
12 o'clock.
Yeah, perfect.
Right on.
Next big show is not going to be 150. 150 is going to be a laid-back celebration. Maybe you guys give us topics. Topics, not questions.
Maybe not.
Yeah, maybe we make our own topics. We each bring 5 to the table, and we surprise each other with topics.
Next big show featuring Big Show. Yeah,
big show. Paul White. Yes. Show 144 is going to be the next big show.
Big show.
144 is going to be the next big one.
What?
That was last show with Ollie.
Sorry, 149. Pardon me.
Surprise. Yeah.
149. We'll be doing the what do you call it? I think that's the Sam show. It's going to be the Gates of Hell trilogy. I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can't go wrong with the Gates of Hell.
Yeah, we'll be doing that. Next show, we don't know. Are we going to do an old and a new again? Is there anything new coming out that we want to talk about? I don't know.
Well, there's new that you guys can see that I can't yet, but
that's the problem.
So
but
Dave and I will do either Quiet Place 2 or Saw.
Well, I'm hoping Saw comes on streaming. There's a rumor that it may come out this week.
I actually think I think it's supposed to come out this week on streaming.
Yeah.
My guess it'll be a $20 rental, but I would still pay for it.
For sure.
I didn't get to see it in theaters either.
Neither did I. So Quiet Place will not come out. They said he's being adamant that he's holding it, at least not on HBO Max. Maybe that was the issue.
It's on Amazon right now for $20.
Is it really?
Quiet Place 2?
I believe so.
Not.
I'm shocked. I'd be shocked. Well, I will tell you this.
I'm going on.
He was pretty adamant about not having it out.
I'm pretty adamant about this. I'm sticking to my guns. I've been saying it since I first heard about it. And I saw the trailer yesterday, and I watched it because I told my wife when it came on. She said, is that why you're watching the trailer? Because as soon as it started, I told my wife, I said, this movie's not going to be good. And that's Conjuring 3. I am sticking to it. And watching the trailer, it looked once again like freaking everything else. It looked like a generic. It reminded me of watching like the first Annabelle movie or something.
I'm with you on that. I'm not very excited for it.
I've been saying this whole time. As soon as it was announced and Juan wasn't directing and it had that freaking that calling the devil made me do it, I'm telling you, this is not going to be a good movie, and I'm sticking to it. Maybe it'll be like a 7 out of 10 if we're lucky. I just do not see it being anywhere near the caliber.
Yeah.
So that one, I will not go to the. I've spent over $100 going to see Saw and going to see Quiet Place, and I'm not going to do this again. I'm not going. I'm sorry. Some people like to go to the theater for every movie. That is fine, but there are certain movies.
It's a pre-order for Quiet Place too. I was mistaken. It's a pre-order for $20.
Conjuring, I think, is coming.
Unforgivable.
HBO Max, right? For that.
That's Conjuring.
Yeah.
Good, because I will not go to the theater for that.
I don't know how that door even opened.
Ooh.
Is Candyman gonna come out this year?
Oh, I don't know. I thought it was.
Yeah.
And what's the deal with Terrifier 2? Are they ever gonna announce a release date? I mean, I love the first one, but they're carrying on like this is the next coming in horror movies. It's a fucking killer clown movie.
Well,
just fucking put it out already. There's a 2.5
they're
hour
doing
cut.
it. It's they just said they just did the rough cut. It was 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So I think they're gonna trim that down a bit.
Fucking edit the movie and put it out. It's a fucking killer clown movie. Let's not carry on here.
Well, they're smart. They're trying to make money. They're getting everybody hyped up. That's what you do. You got to dangle a carrot.
Yeah, but it's been so many years. Just put the fucking movie out already. Pretty soon I ain't no Mark.
You're not gonna boycott it. You are.
I'm gonna Dave D this shit. I'm gonna boycott it in a minute.
I don't believe you will. Nobody boycotts.
I'm boycotting.
Although I tell you, I'm gonna get fucked.
Yeah, you were talking about boycotting. Meanwhile, every other post is you in the fucking movie theater with the family, $800 in popcorn each time.
Well, this is the problem. I had to see Jigsaw because I don't want anything spoiled or whatever the fuck it's called.
I've done a good job of not being spoiled on Saw, which I don't want to be spoiled on. Quiet Place 2, I don't care.
It doesn't
if I get
matter much
on.
anyway. Again, there's nothing really too much to spoil, but still, the thing about Quiet Place 2 is just like the first one. You want to go. It's a theater experience because everybody's quiet. It's something you're not going to replicate that at home.
Except your wife.
Right. Every fucking 5 minutes.
Fuck up.
They're gonna come get us.
Holy shit. So, but I mean, it's an experience in that respect, and I enjoyed it. There's very few movies nowadays that you actually have suspense in them, and there is suspense again in Quiet Place 2. It's not anywhere like it's not as good as the first one. The first one was different. This movie is still a pretty good movie. It's just not on the level of the first one to me. But what I'm saying is it's still an experience. There's suspense. You're not going to get that. That's the experience. As far as
what? I'm
not running everything, though.
Yeah, I'm expecting to like the second one pretty much on par with the first one. I liked the first one a lot. I don't think I was blowing it like everyone else, but I like the fact that they got Cillian Murphy for this one. I like him as an actor.
Yeah. Was he in, what do you call it, 28 Days Later?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's where I knew the name from.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He's a good actor. He's a good actor.
Similar movie. And what else, see?
Red Eye.
Red Eye? I still
You probably remember Brown Eye, but
I was gonna say that.
My brown eyes blue. Right. I'm gonna get fucked on this Halloween thing. I know, because I do want to boycott it. I really 100%. Man,
you're not fucking. If you can't.
It's
boycott
not me.
Halloween.
It's not me.
It's
My
not
wife
me.
and
why
my
do you want
daughter.
to boycott?
Because I told you they had a perfect opportunity to bring it home this past October, make everybody happy in a pandemic. But the greedy fucks are hanging on. They could have made money too. They could have had no advertisement, dropped it here, boom, streaming, $30. Fine, I would have spent the $30 to watch it at home. They had an opportunity and they held on to their balls, and now they're gonna make everybody wait another year for it. That's fine. But I said I'm boycotting it. I will not go to the theater to see it. I will steal it only.
What time is it where C is? What is it? What is it? Midnight there? It's pitch black there.
It's just the sun just shifted a bit.
The sun shifted. Where? To the other side of the earth?
We can't all have radiation shooting off of our fucking computers constantly.
But my wife and daughter they're gonna want to go see the Halloween movie in the theater. I know it, and I'm gonna end up having to go against my freaking. I was thinking it yesterday when I was on the way to the theater. I'm like, oh man, I want to stand strong on this fucking.
I'll
Halloween.
tell you what, I'll pirate it so it'll even us out.
I don't want to give him my money. I'm mad. I'm mad about it. I really am. But anyway, whatever. It's nobody's business but mine. So be it. I'm not gonna argue about it.
So be it.
Friend or foe?
Man,
Yes.
it did get dark. I better have this beaming light of death from behind.
Nice. In a little ray of light. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, look at him. Wow.
I'll always be with you.
Put that in the movie. What do you say? Peace be with you.
Yes.
And also with you.
It's the end of Ghost. Say goodbye to Whoopi.
Here. Let me just end this movie. Let me just end this episode.